Oh, yeah. I'm live right now. Uh, how do I hit save? Okay. Now I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're in. Let me get my phone off.
Go in there and double check that it's working.
Connected. Is it already live?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Is that what brought on this side? I mean,
Yeah,
everything's good?
yeah. I can hear him in my headphones and stuff. What's up, guys? Welcome to the live 7 o'clock. Me and Ben is in the house, and welcome to the show, Ben. Glad to have you out here. Guys, put in the comments. We're having a little trouble there for a second at the beginning of hearing Ben. So we're going to let him talk, and let's see if we can hear him. Y'all put down in the comments if y'all can hear me, hear Ben, just to get this live going, make sure everything is fixed up for everybody. So if you don't mind, give us some comments.
All right, I can't see how many people are on here. Is there anybody here yet, or can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got 6 people in here so far. So let's see if we can hear me and all that. There's 4 now. They're jumping back and forth, but hopefully they'll all get in here in a second.
The only thing weird is like I can't see like how many people are in here. I see the chat, but there's nobody said nothing yet. So
I think that's your wife, ain't it? Heather, your wife? Oh,
yeah,
James just said he can hear us both. Y'all are loud and clear. That's perfect. That's what we want. So we're in here, guys. Let's give it a second. Let everybody join in because I know it takes probably like 5 or 10 minutes to get everybody in here. So we're gonna see how many people joins us and everything, and we'll get started with it. Did y'all get more rain today, Ben?
it's been off and on. Like we get a downpour for about 30 minutes, and then it's clear for a couple hours, and then we get another downpour, and then it's clear again. And we're in the middle of what's supposed to be like 10 days straight of rain. So
Yeah, yeah, we're
we're
getting
like day 4 of it right now, but it's not been nothing overwhelming or nothing.
good. Yeah, it's rained for 4 days straight here. We're gonna have rain tomorrow. Rain's gonna keep coming in, and yeah, it's crazy. Hey man, did you get your hat? Oh, Morgan Wallen fan.
What's that?
That Morgan Wallen fan slash T3H. That's the kid that I know up there at the marina. I gave it to his dad to give to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see Chris Couture in here. Uh, he's a friend of mine, and I'm actually going to say something about him. Um, once we really get started and everything,
Okay.
he's a big part of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and highly possible he's a big part of why I'm still here today. So I'm glad he's in here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Good friendships and
He's the
all
one.
that's good to have.
He's the one I was telling you about. He photographs concerts and stuff, and he's photographed like Cody Jinks and a lot of people like that, Aaron Lewis and a bunch of guys. Um, I mean, Cody Jinks has a photo that Chris took hanging in his house. It's kind of a cool thing. But
Cool. Well,
how many we got in here right now?
we had 10. Now we got 9. So we got some people in here, and like I said, they'll continue pouring in here. Hopefully everybody saw the the posts and the videos I made this week, and trying to get everybody in here because I had a couple people comment on my channel this week on some older videos like, man, I didn't know you were able to go back live again. They missed last Sunday's live, so hopefully they'll make it to this one. Everybody should know in our group, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time is when we start. So yeah, everything's coming through good, Brittany. Okay. She ain't got no service down here, so she's gonna go up there and check. She's my moderator and make sure everything's right for everybody. So, well, Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Let's just break it off like we're gonna do like an interview or something. Just tell us a little bit from the beginning and kind of work your way through it, and we'll answer comments as they pour in. So.
Well, yeah, thank you. Well, first of all, I appreciate you having me on. Kind of feel honored. Number one, to be on this live stream, and number two, to just be a part of this community, the lawn care people. Although I'm not as strong in it as, a lot of you guys are, I really feel like in this community, it's a lot of people with a lot of different experiences and knowledge bases, and people has been through different things. And as I've talked to different people, one-on-one on the phone and stuff like that, you learn a little bit about them that they don't say on YouTube, and they tell you things about themselves that they don't put out there to everybody. And, that makes it, it makes it a personable thing. You can watch a lot of genres on YouTube right now and comment and never really be a part of it. And the lawn care community is a little bit different because people in the comments are just as part of what's going on as, the people doing the videos. And I think that's evident with you having Ernest on, who's a highly respected person that's never once done a video. I mean, you can just tell through his comments that, he's intelligent and, everything like that. So, when I say these things, I really feel honored when someone mentions your name in a video. I remember one time when Chad mentioned my name in a video the first time, I thought, wow, and then after a little while, Ray did, and, Shane did. And so before I, really get into it, I do want to thank some people, you first and foremost for having me on here. But this channel wouldn't exist without a lot of you guys and your encouragement. Last year, I was going through a really rough time personally. And I confided in Shane with DOT Lawn Care. And, he helped me a lot. And me and him spent a lot of time on the phone. And he, was a good friend to me and everything like that. And then one day I'm watching... let me back up. Shane kept telling me, he's like, Ben, you gotta do YouTube. He was like, you're intelligent. You've been through a lot. You got a lot to offer. And I didn't really know my place with it because the people that are good at YouTube are really good at YouTube. And I wasn't. And it wasn't until I did a video one day that a lot of people took it and they were like, wow, like it was real. It was from the heart. It told my story. And, to be honest, the day I realized I might be onto something was the day that Ray did a video on me. And it was like a 20-minute video, and he had my name up on the banner thing. And he, Ray's a hard guy, but he was softened up in that moment where he started talking a little bit about himself and how he relates to what I was talking about. And when I seen Ray do a video on me, I'm not going to lie, man, I was tearing up. And the first person I called was Shane. I was like, you got to check out this video Ray just did. And then Chad called me and he was like, hey, you see this video? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, wow, like somebody I look up to in this industry just did a video on me. And, YouTube, I think, has a way of helping people. And it was always my goal, if I was going to do this, to do it the right way, with the mission that if I had a chance to help other people, I would. And, going through what I went through, I don't wish it on nobody. And knowing that there was a lot of people in my situation, and let's be real, a lot of people mindlessly scroll through YouTube and other social media outlets, and they're just looking for some bit of hope out there. And so that's when I knew that I had to tell my story. You know, I'm past the point in my life where I need to be liked by everybody. My youngest son is getting ready to graduate next year, and I'm not in a lot of roles I used to be on where you kind of feel like you need to be liked, like, you know, coaching baseball like I did and stuff like that. These days, if I come out and say something that's real and from the heart that might help others, I don't care how I'm looked at. I mean, because I know exactly what it feels like to be out there feeling like there's no hope, feeling like you have nothing left. And you know, that's why I always say when I talk about the community, I'm so honored to even be mentioned upon all these names. I mean, I'm looking at the comments right now. You got Randall in there, somebody that I have a whole lot of respect for. I mean, this man's helped me through some really dark spots. Ray, Chad, Shane, you know, um, it's it's more than just lawn care at the end of the day. Um, a lot of people, you know, battle so many different things, and you see it in these videos where people are, you know, like discussing ideas. You know, people do business moves by taking advice from people on YouTube. You know, people in the industry are smart people. I mean, you yourself, what, 16, 17 years in it, Ray's at like 20, Chad's at 20,
Mm-hmm.
Doc's at 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of experience in an area where it's a lowest cost of entry of like almost any business out there. And you got a bunch of people out there trying to start it. And you got to, you know, navigate through all that kind of stuff. The staying power you have to have in the lawn care industry is wild because, you know, every day there's a new company popping up where they're trying to take your spot. You know, everybody that starts up a business today with a craftsman riding lawnmower and a, you know, maybe a weed eater, they're hoping one day to, you know, get all that business. And I think although it might be one of the easiest, it's also one of the like most stressful, you know, because there's so much things you deal with. And I see that from all you guys on a daily basis. And so, you know, that's why I just wanted to kind of say something while I had all these people on here, you know,
Yeah.
you know, about how I feel about the community and everything. But, you know, I'm a combat veteran, deployed to Afghanistan one time. Um, Most of my time was at Fort Campbell, 101st Airborne Division. Um, and ever since I got out, I just kind of struggled to find my place. And I think that's common with a lot of people. And, you know, there's times it's been really good. There's times it's been really bad. And I feel like over the years of trying to figure it out since I got out back in 2015, um, I've been consistently trying to, you know, just kind of find my place. For a while, I was coaching baseball, and that was great. I worked construction for a little while. Then I started having some health issues that kind of took me out of that for a little while. Um, you know, and eventually, you know, in 2023, it became a really bad year for me. 2023, things started falling apart, and we had a week or a month of storms. It was like every weekend for a month, we had really bad storms, tornadoes coming through here. It was really bad. And the last weekend of the month, I remember we had lost power all day. And I was actually sitting in my recliner, and my kids were walking around with flashlights like 2 a.m, and I had a bad flashback. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up going live on Facebook and had a suicide attempt at the time. And I had got to the hospital. Some friends had seen it, got me to where I need to be. I spent a week and a half in the VA hospital and, you know, trying to get help there. And I came out, and a friend, a guy I knew on Facebook. We wasn't really friends. We was just kind of affiliated in the same circles, which, as I mentioned, was a Cody Jinks circle of people. He had sent me a message, and it was a long message, and he told me he had been there, and he knew how I felt and everything like that. And he wrote a poem about my whole situation, and that started a friendship of me and him kind of spreading positive mental health messages on Facebook. And I mean, he's done a lot more with it so far. I mean, he does stuff on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm talking about Chris Kocher, who's actually in the comments right now.
Okay.
But he's also been important in my sobriety, because I quit drinking a few months before him, but I was never serious about it. Until I seen him posting about, quitting. And then I was like, well, I'm with you on this. And so I ended up quitting drinking. And there was a few times I wanted to, and it's something I struggle with because I've drank for my whole adult life and even a few years before that. So it's something I really struggled with for a long time. And having someone that, is with you in a mission of being sober and trying to deal with your own mental health positively, it just became one of those things where I feel like I could never let him down, by doing that. And plus, I know what it leads to. And so, eventually, through his positive messages and then the feedback I was getting from people on YouTube about the videos I was doing and everything. And I'm gonna admit, I mean, at first they were really rough. At first, the videos I was doing, man, they were just as hard for me to do them and talk as it was for you guys to watch them. I remember Chad texting me after one of my videos, and he said, I just want to let you know I watched your video, but I don't know what to say. He was like, that was some deep stuff. And he was like, I'm with you for whatever you need or anything like that. But he was like, I just don't know how to reply to that. And that was kind of one of those things that kind of made me think, maybe I'm putting too much out here. And then it was like the very next day or maybe the same night that I seen Ray do that video where he talked about stuff he dealt with. And he kind of thanked me for putting myself out there and told people to watch me. And that video he did got me like 30 subscribers right then and there. And so, like I said, man, there's so many good people in this community.
They're all thanking you over there, and Ray's thanking you for your service. And Chad popped in here. You got, like you said, Randall's in here. Who else was in here?
I'm looking at the comments.
Ernest. You got, let me see. Yeah, you got a lot of them in here, man. Francisco, SL Service 25's in here. Yeah, they all appreciate you, man. You're all in their comments. You're in their lives, the ones that do have lives. And you're just, you're a great guy, man. I really enjoy the conversation we had the other day, man. We talked like 2.5 hours on the phone. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, but we talked like we knew each other for a long time. Like if you met me out in the town, we would probably say hey and talk for a while. But that's kind of how this community is, and that's kind of how I am with all. If you mention lawn care around me, it just makes me want to just talk to you even more. I'm very likable, very talk to anybody, but it shows, man. It shows your character. It shows how you are being in the situations you've been in life and overcome. And it seems like you're in a really good place now, and you're doing things, and which is great. That's what we all want. So.
Yeah, I have to be honest, man. Like there's power when grown men are there for other grown men. There's power when grown men tell each other, I'm praying for you, brother. I'm here for you. Because before that, you feel like you're all alone and you feel like nobody will ever understand you. And, you go through so many things when it comes to mental health. And a lot of people encourage me to get real help. And it just so worked out in I think it was like January, the Clarksville, Tennessee Vet Center, they had a program starting. I was already involved in a group meeting on Mondays, but then they were starting to have another program where it was Combat Reboot is what it's called. It's a faith-based therapy for people who suffered traumatic events. And at the same time, I kept telling my therapist, like, I have no purpose in life. It's a one time in my whole life, like, I don't have any type of purpose whatsoever. And the feeling of your kids getting older, I mean, that's a rough feeling to go through. When you're a dad to young kids, I mean, you feel like you have all the purpose in the world. And then when your kids are getting older and they don't need you no more, like, my oldest son is like just a couple years away from, he's in residency to be a doctor. I mean, he's an investor, owns a few trailer parks. I have another daughter that's working in a hospital, going to school to be a nurse, and she'll be a nurse at the end of this year probably. My other daughter's graduating with her psychology degree, which she already probably graduated, but she's working on her master's now, I believe. And then my youngest, he's in the recruiting process for sports right now, and I don't need to be a part of that no more. He's got coaches behind him. So like everything in my life I felt was my purpose is no longer there no more. And, you know, I struggle with that. And my therapist told me, she was like, you know, you need to do something to find purpose. And she wrote it on a Post-it note and said, that's my homework. And she didn't know about the videos I was doing. And, you know, then I told her eventually about the videos, and she told me it was a great thing. But like I said, I could never do these videos I do if not for all these guys on YouTube that kind of show the way. Without my buddy Chris with me, you know, side by side. In the Army, we call it looking to the guys to your left and to your right. When you're in a formation of guys, you know, you may feel weak, you may feel scared, you know, whatever the case may be, but then you look to your left and your right and you realize they're all going through the same thing at the same time. So when you look at it that way, you know, I might be scared, this guy next to me might be scared, but together, you know, we're stronger. And, you know, I just kind of felt, you know, the friendship he showed me over the years. And, you know, I tried to get people looking at him on YouTube because he's posting a lot of good things. And then, you know, the guys on YouTube, I mean, if I had to pay for the phone calls that I had, you say we was on the phone 2 hours. I mean, I bet you I have 50 hours on the phone with Chad.
Wow.
You know, me and Shane, you know, almost every day we at least text. Usually he calls me, you know, giving me crap about something on a daily basis. I don't really mess with Ray much because I know he's busy, you know, 24 hours a day posting videos
and working 8 days a week. That
Yeah.
mug don't know how to stop.
I was joking the other day. I said, Chad and Ray, man, they work so much, they're afraid to go broke overnight. So, you know,
Apparently so.
But and I know you're doing a lot of things now. Like you got so many irons in the fire between, you know, running a crew and multiple sides of your business now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, it does make it, it's very hectic. It's going to be very hectic this next week because all the rain we're getting. But I'm probably going to go out, run the other trucks solo on a couple yards and let them go out to do their list so we can get caught back up. Because, man, we're going to be going on 5 days behind. But it's raining, and it's going to rain most of the day tomorrow. So, I mean, I don't know what I do. I mean, the customers have got to know it that we can't do it, man. It's just soaked in. I mean, we're in flood zones now. I don't know how it is over there with Chad right now, but the west side of Alabama is getting hit. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was watching the SEC baseball tournament in your area, and I seen where some games were delayed or postponed due to rain.
Yeah. Let's see. See who all's been saying something. We haven't had any here, Buddy Lee, just clouds. Wow, that's crazy. You ain't got no rain because it is tore up the west side of Alabama. Let's see. I like the hat, Ben. Cat, yes, sir. That was from Chad. And then yeah, just
Yeah, I
everybody
think
being in here. Francisco, I hope you're doing well. I always ask you that. Ernest, hope you're doing good. But yeah, man, like to piggyback off but what you were talking about, you said in the army, you look to the left and the right of your guys, for they're in the same situation you're in. It's kind of how we are a little bit in this lawn care community, man. This lawn care community is really good. We got a good group of core guys that you can piggyback off of, call, get information from. So it does help you in a sense of, kind of what you're going through or how your week's going, or maybe just whatever you can use for advice from somebody. That's why I like how our community is, and such a tight knit group of guys or whatever. And it could get bigger and bigger. That just because it's small right now don't mean it can't grow bigger and bigger as each one of our channels grow. Because I mean, it's a good community, man. Like I said, I don't get a lot of hatred on my channel. I know some others do on here, but if you take away, you know, the ones that hate on them, the ones that don't way overpower the ones that hate on them. So they got a good group of people in their channel as well.
yeah, and I mean, if you look at it, majority of the channels in lawn care on YouTube, other than a couple, channels out there, are majority men. And I think a big reason for the closeness of it is because everybody's like grinding towards a goal. And, all these people, they're in different stages. Some people have 10 mowers and some only have one. And they got to work on it just to get it going in the morning to go out and take care of the 10 yards they got or whatever, if they got that.
Yeah.
And, in this community, you have the OGs, you have the people that's been doing it for years. You got Ray that he's out here giving knowledge to everybody on a daily basis. His knowledge, and I speak a lot about Ray, him and Randall and Shane, they've been doing this for so long and they're all full of knowledge. I mean, and it's all different knowledge too. And when you really talk to them and pick their brain and listen to what they got to say about things, it is really mind blowing to me that, you don't even have to care about lawn care. If you watch Ray's videos, he teaches about life. Everything about Ray is moving forward all the time. One thing about Ray is he does not want to go backwards. And whether it's money, his business mindset, he don't want to go backwards or nothing. And, talking on the phone,
Ben,
I understand.
Ben, if you ever been poor, I mean, really, really poor, and I've been there, you don't want to go back to that. You want to work your belt off not to get back into that situation.
I mean, I just did a video on it, man. I hit rock bottom mentally, spiritually, financially. I went broke, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And there was a lot of reasons for it, trying to keep up with the Joneses, I guess, if I'm being honest, was a lot of it. Making bad decisions I thought would be great decisions. You can't sign your name to a piece of paper so many times before it comes back to bite you. And but you watch this lawn care stuff and you look at these different people in different aspects of their lives, where they're at. And like Ray always says, I wouldn't buy nothing if it's not making me money. It don't make sense. Stuff like that. Chad's always talking about, I could buy this, but I'm not going to because I don't feel like it's the best move for me, my family, or my business. Doc is always talking about retirement and being debt, living debt free. I've seen you. You probably could have went out and bought a brand new truck and all that, but you refurbished, 2 other trucks to make one good running truck to get your stuff around. And the way you did your shop building, I was really impressed with that because I think you probably did the most expensive part of it on your own. The concrete, I know the concrete in my area costs way more than a building does. And, doing the concrete on it yourself and then, building that shop, I mean, and a lot of stuff you talk about. And, there's a lot of knowledge to be shared. Even Ernest in the comments, he's always talking about, living within your means and, thinking about retirement. He tells a lot of people in this YouTube thing, it's great to make money, but don't forget about your retirement. And I see Randall's comment pop up, and he told me, like, I was telling him about a lot of my financial stuff, and he said, brother, you got way too much that owns you right now. He said, there ain't no way I could sleep at night worrying about the stuff you're worrying about. And then he started telling me his mindset on things, and I was like, man, why did I never think of that? That makes so much sense. And I watched Randall's video, I don't know, a year or two ago, and I remember commenting on it and said, man, I wish and I hope and pray one day to have the kind of peace you have in your life. And over a couple of videos, he was commenting back to me like, hey, reach out to me. I want to talk to you. And I was scared death to talk to him. He was kind of like a giant in the lawn and landscape world. And when he wanted to talk to me, he was like, hey, people, have my number, get it and call me. I was like, man, I'm not calling you. Like, I don't know what to say to you, dude. Like,
I felt the same way about Ray when I finally talked to Ray. I was like, oh my God. And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm starstruck. And he goes, really? He said, I'm just a normal dude like you. And I'm like, yeah, but man, my kids know you really well. They see you on YouTube every night,
I said the same thing. I told Ray, I said, you could break in my house and my dogs wouldn't even attack you because they've heard your voice so much. I remember the day I met Shane. I texted him and said, hey, I'm driving through Ohio heading home. He sent me his address and he said, swing on by. And I shook his hand and I'm like, wow, the dude that I've been watching on YouTube for like 3 years now, like I'm right here. I've seen the Silver Samurai, all that. And, had the opportunity, honored to be able to, speak to him and Miss Sarah. And I mean, she's another one, Miss Sarah. You want to talk about someone that's battled adversity. Like, she told me her story, and then I seen it on her YouTube channel too. For her to have a smile on her face all the time, I mean, she's just a testament to what it, being mentally strong and dealing with things, with what she was dealt with. I have a whole lot of respect for both of them. And I don't agree with Doc on everything. I don't agree with Ray on everything or Chad. But you look at these people and you look at the knowledge and what they have to offer. I mean, it's mind blowing. But what Chad say that Ray's replying to?
Oh, I don't know. But hey, man, I wanted to bring up Francisco, man. I'm hating what's going on with you right now, dude. My prayers are out for you, man. I've been praying a whole lot for you about your physical therapy and all that, and it looks like you put on there you're going to be closing your business at the end of the month after 15 years. And wow. I think right down here you wrote that one of your employees quit, so it's getting kind of hard. Man, I hate that, dude. I wish nothing but the best for you and all that.
Sorry to hear that. That's and he's been in my comments too. I don't believe aren't you in another country?
I don't know if he's
I know that's got to be rough. He was telling me what happened with him. And, I talk about being military, but like, you don't have to be military to deal with a lot of stuff. And I don't want it to be strictly focused on it. It's just where my mindset, because so many people I know, but, I know firefighters deal with so much and, first responders, law enforcement, nobody's immune to this stuff. Firefighters, they never know what they're coming up on. Same with law enforcement.
He's from Illinois.
Oh, Illinois. Okay. There was somebody else that commented on mine that was from somewhere else that I might have got it confused, but man.
Yeah, and we need to be praying for Ernest too. He has prostate cancer and everything, guys. So keep him in your prayers and all that. I hope all that, hope he can fight that off and all that kind of stuff. So. But,
yeah, Ernest, man, he's a special guy to me. I'll say that. Like, I started talking to him. He left a comment. I did a video on like how I don't feel like I can be forgiven and how it's so hard for me to forgive other people. And I hold grudges. And I pride myself on being open, honest, and transparent. And one of my biggest things, I have an ego and I'm full of pride. And that's something that YouTube's helped me with. But I did a video, one of my first ones, and I was talking about how I don't feel like I'm worthy of forgiveness. And I can't forgive other people a lot of times. And Ernest had left a comment, and I blew it off. I mean, I replied like a quick reply, but it sat with me. like the words in his comment sat with me for over a month, and I went back and I reread that comment again, and I replied to it, and that's when he me and him started talking, and a lot of times our conversations get biblical. You know, Ernest is a minister, and
Yeah.
you know, when we talk, he's always, you know, preaching, you know, things to me and teaching me. I think teaching is a better word, but you know, he's an important guy in everybody's comments. I seen
Oh,
in Chad's, yours,
yeah.
you know, Ray and
He was
Shane.
he was one of my first subscribers, I think. Him and a couple others, but man, he's been in my channel, man, since day one, man, throwing them long, really long comments that I have to read. But I do enjoy them.
I mean, how do you not read his comments and come away
You got
learning
to.
a lot?
You got
Like,
to. I mean,
and that's what this is all about. Like right now, I'm reading the comments right now, and there's like a
uh,
group of guys, you know, supporting another guy,
yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
that's what,
In the comment channel.
yeah. And you know, it's always like that. There's one guy that I don't know if he
Right.
follows me or not, but he always replies to me on Ray's videos when I comment, and he talks about how he loves when I give Ray crap all the time. And you know, it just goes to show that even in the comments, you know, people can be there for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool, man, how everybody is supporting each other, man. That's what I'm telling you, man. The community that we have is so great, man. And yeah, I'm blessed to be in it, just like you, Ben. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Lee, we appreciate you and all that," and I still tell everybody I'm a little man here, man. And I enjoy it. You know, if I can bring some kind of knowledge or something to somebody, that's great. But you know, I still feel I'm a newbie, you know,
Yeah,
and I'll probably always feel that way because you know that's just kind of the person I am. You know, I rather help somebody else out or give something to somebody else or you know something like that. You know, than myself. You know.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm in a lot of different um, YouTube spots. You know, I'm in the firewood genre. I watch a lot of those videos. The equipment genre. You know, there's one guy that I know pretty well, Brock from Rock Hill Farms, and he's one of the most humble guys out there. And I used to watch him before he did YouTube. He was doing videos on Facebook, and he would get attacked in the comments. Like these guys would be like, "Man, you don't know what you're doing. You need to give it up." You know, all this other stuff, and I would always be defending him. And then a few times I sent him some messages or whatever, and we messaged back and forth and emailed and stuff like that. And I say that to say because in so many other genres, you don't really see the hate, or I'm sorry, you see a lot more hate in the comments than you do in the lawn care world. You don't have like random nobodies really commenting on lawn care videos. It's usually lawn care people. And it's like you think of mowing for 12 hours a day or something, then you go home and watch other people mow. But it's not so much about always watching that. It's about learning from other people. And you know, I pretty much learn from everybody because on YouTube, education's free. Like if you're watching this stuff, if you have, like, YouTube can change your life. You can get on here and watch videos on just about anything and learn a trade because there's so many people out here putting this game out here for free. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you know, and it don't matter what you're in. You know, it could be firewood. There's one channel, I don't know if anybody watches it, but Twin Rivers Firewood. This guy's one of the most down to earth, humble people. And when he struggles with things, he'll tell you. And they're a family business. And, you know, they've kind of lifted me up in the past and stuff. And, you know, really, I just want to be that person that I tell my story so that maybe I can inspire other people to keep pushing and keep fighting. Because until you really talk to people, you don't understand what's going on in people's lives. And they may come off like, you know, everything's great and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but people are fighting stuff on a daily basis out here. And I can tell you that uh when I had that issue in 2023, sadly it was all live on Facebook. I post a lot of pictures, pictures, videos. I was pretty much going to live stream my own downfall. And you don't think about who follows you on those social media outlets until you do something dumb like that, and then you come home from it, and then you look at your phone. Thankfully, my wife deleted a lot of that stuff. But when I got home from the hospital, I had over 200 private messages. I had like 300 and something emojis, like the care emoji or the sad or whatever. But I say that to say there were so many people from so many walks of life, kids that my kids went to school with, reached out to me, and they told me that they look up to me. And me talking about mental health like I do was something that they needed more of, because my middle daughter, when she was in high school, she had someone die. And then my son, in my son's high school time, there was someone died of those things. And when you've been to that point to where you can make that decision, you know why it's so easy to make that decision at that point. And it's the scariest thing in the world. And when I hear other people talking about they feel that way, I mean, honestly, it's kind of heartbreaking for me, because I understand it. And I'm the type of person that my own issues have softened me up, and it's made me more caring and humble. I think humble is probably the best word, because, I was a really arrogant person, and I let all that get to me. And then when you have kids telling you like they look up to you and they're glad that you speak on it, it was just more fuel for the fire to keep speaking on it at the time. And, so that's why I really feel like when my therapist started telling me I need to find purpose, I found it. And then having all these people behind me, pushing me, encouraging me, Chad's saying that I keep it real in the comments all the time, but he does too. I sent Chad a video one time. I sent him a private link, and I said, hey man, watch this and tell me what you think. He come back with a text message, and it kind of dropped my jaw for a second. He was like, man, you've done good videos and you've done bad, but this is about the worst. I'm like, oh wow. And he was like, yeah, that wasn't good at all. And I was like, well, I appreciate the honesty, because that's important. Like, you need people in your life that's not afraid to tell you you're wrong. Like, if everything in your life agrees with everything you do, you have the wrong circle of people around you.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
But
Ernest said he always appreciates the stories of each one of you, and how you started, and me, and how I started a lawn business, and especially yours, Lee. So he was talking about he likes both of our stories and everything, watching our channel and all that. Ernest is a great guy, like we were talking about earlier, man. As far as the comments goes, he's always there watching. He watches everybody, and just an all around great dude. And I was so glad to put him on the live, let everybody put a face with the man. And that's what just lives are all about. Appreciate you coming on. We're gonna have more guests, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy these Sunday night lives. And I've actually talked about maybe doing another day, maybe do two a week. But right now we'll just keep it like it is. I don't know how much my wife's gonna let me do so many lives or whatever. So I don't know yet. But yeah, man, Ben, I appreciate you, man. I really enjoy your comment. I mean your channel and everything as well. So
yeah, I like this format you have. I like getting together with everybody on Sunday nights. The live stream, I've always told everybody that did videos, like when you do the premiere and we can all sit there and talk amongst each other during the video. I love the premiere aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
And Chad probably one of the first ones I've seen doing it, and it's kind of like a live that's not really live. And then when you look at the live streams, like people put their time aside to have 7 o'clock available for you on a Sunday night to get together. And I think that's a really cool thing, because Sunday nights are generally like family nights for a lot of people. A lot of people go to church or go to service on Sunday nights. But to devote that time to, to be here and talk, on live stream, I mean, it's something I look forward to. I hate that I couldn't be in it last week. Me and wife was hustling, trying to get stuff done. It was a busy day, and by the time I got home, it was dark, and I caught the end of yours. But I encourage you to keep doing them. I love this format.
Yeah.
I love how you bring different people on, like myself. I mean, I don't have the most to add to the lawn care game.
Yeah.
My family's business is nowhere along the lines of the people in these comments.
Well, let's talk about let's change the subject around a little bit, and let's talk about what you do. Let's talk about where you're at in your business now, what you're doing and everything. Because I know you got a dump trailer, you got some equipment, and
yeah,
you
for the
do
most
cut
part,
some
it's
grass
just,
and all that. So
for the most part, small family business, little landscaping. We got a dump trailer that is pretty versatile. Hauls mulch, topsoil, gravel, stuff like that, and a little mowing. But it's more, we kind of started for my son who is playing really high level baseball and constantly traveling places, and it was one of those things where I couldn't afford it, and we had to figure something else out, and so we jumped into that, and over the years he's been able to play baseball and go to places like Alabama and Georgia and Florida, and for our family, it's been a good thing. I probably don't have to tell you that when you work with family, it can be frustrating. There's times where it gets stressful or whatever, but it also brings a family together too. At the end of the day, when you go out there and you're working together to try to, make something happen, it gets stressful in the heat, but at the end of the day, you come away from it feeling pretty good about, working with family. And I think lawn care is one of them businesses where majority it's like grassroots family based. A lot of businesses out there, if you start a business as a CPA, I doubt your family has a lot to do with it, but lawn care, I mean, you can get your kids out there involved, your wife, I've never met anybody in lawn care that their wife didn't have something to do, whether motivational, inspirational support, out there on a daily basis, whatever the case is. And, at the time we did it to help my son, make it in baseball. It was probably one of the best things that could have happened for us as a family. And to watch
as far
my
as
son
doing your scheduling and all that kind of stuff, so you were able to set your own schedules and go to his games and all that.
Completing stuff that was hard, dealing with issues as they come up, all that kind of stuff. And watching your kid get involved with it and think outside the box and want to expand on things and take it to the next level and stuff like that. And I coached baseball for 12 years, and I had a guy tell me once, I remember my son was with a couple of friends, and they were fishing, and they were joking that my son couldn't bait a hook. And one of the dads was standing there, and he made a comment. He said, "Have you ever taught your son anything other than baseball?" And I was like, I don't know. Like, me and my son's life consisted of baseball. Like, I coached teams, and I always worked with him to get better. But then one day I did realize that there was a lot of things I never taught him outside of baseball. And, then I started putting him in equipment, running skid steers, mini X's and stuff, teaching him a little bit that I knew, teaching him, how to landscape, stuff like that. And watching his mind open up and expand on it and, really catch it and, stuff like that. So, but
yeah,
I just feel like, landscaping, mowing, those are the type of businesses you can do with your family, and that it's better for everybody. Like I said, there's a lot of businesses you can start out there that your family probably have nothing to do with, but for my family, it's kind of worked hardcore. I was reading this comment here, but it's kind of helped a lot.
Yeah. Go ahead and read that one if you want to. That's what Randall said. Something about his family thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see his family involved. Like you say, Randall's one of the best in the landscape world on YouTube. I mean, I would argue number two and number three best on YouTube is Tyler and Dalton. I mean,
Yeah,
if
it's
something happened to
good.
Randall tomorrow and he drove that skag off the side of a retention wall and he was out for a couple weeks, Tyler and Dalton would pick that thing up and run with it,
Yeah.
not even miss a beat. And I've seen his wife on mulch videos. Like, she'll get out there and get it done.
What's up, Scott? Looks like Scott entered the house of Irvin, and we got our special guest tonight, Ben Hendricks, the Stay Relentless podcast.
I was
So,
hoping I was hoping Shane would be
Shane,
here because I wanted to show
yeah,
him I still got this, taking good care of it.
the Boom Fest. I
Yeah,
hear
Randall.
you. I hear
Yeah,
you.
Randall, they are.
Yeah, his boys are amazing, man. And my boy, a lot of people has asked me, Lee, you have a business. You got a 19-year-old son. Why ain't he out there with you? Why ain't he running the business with you? Why ain't you got him under there or whatever? Well, my son wants to, go out, he wants to go out on his own. He wants to try his own thing out. And man, he's doing great, man. He's building he's helping building like water lines and sanitary sewer lines and culverts and all that. They do all underground utilities and stuff. And man, he just got a raise. Ain't been there but like 3 months. They gave him a $2 raise. He's like at $20 an hour now for a 19-year-old. I mean, that's pretty good money. And now insurance and all that. And yeah, I mean, he's got great opportunity to move up real big in this company. It's a very big company, and I'm proud of him.
That
And
sounds like my first start in construction was doing the same thing you're talking about, and you don't
mhm,
realize at the time how much there is to learn and how much experience you can get from it. We
yeah,
did underground utilities and grading, and learning the underground utilities part of it, you learn, how to do laying pipe and stuff.
mhm,
You learn all that kind of stuff, and then coming up the ground as you start at the bottom and you come all the way up, and you're doing the finish grading. Construction is one of them jobs that, like, you start it in an empty field, and by the time you're done, there's a building there with sewer and water runoff and storm water and all that. And my first job was in construction was building a strip mall in Nashville outside the new outlet malls they have.
mhm,
And we built this whole strip mall from it was a farm field when we started and operational business when we left. And I think for your son that's a huge thing because if he ever did come into your business, he would have the experience because if you start out on the ground or they say in the hole if you're a laborer, you
mhm,
have the opportunity to learn on a daily basis from the operators in the machine. And no
yeah,
matter what you do, like as far as like operating or whatever, you always start out with a company on the ground for the most part. And when you learn from those operators, and your business has moved a lot, from mowing. I see you doing more landscaping stuff now.
mhm,
And who's to say where it'd be in 10 years from now, you know?
yeah, yeah. And he wants to work for me. I mean, it might be one day we put him on, and but he's learning to run equipment and all that, which I've had him on them little machines I have and everything. But he knows how to run equipment and everything. He's doing really good, man. I just hope that he soaks it all in because I'm like you, Ben. I started out at a surveying job doing construction, and we built big properties and big plants and everything. And it was just pretty cool that I lay out something like all through Birmingham. We built so many buildings out in Birmingham that I laid out. I've you know laid it all out and it came up and performed to something. And now I can take my kids to Birmingham and everything and say, hey, look at that big building right there. I was part of that. So it makes me feel real good, even at a young age when I was doing that for a construction company, being a layout guy and everything. Um, it just makes you feel good to want to do more because, you know, you're excited about it, with anybody, with anything that you do.
Yeah, and watching your kids like kind of take after you in these things. I've always told my kids that I want you guys to be better than me. And for years, I always give my son crap in baseball. A few years ago, I just had to tell him, like, look, man, you're bigger than me, you're faster than me, you're stronger than me, you're smarter than me. And these kids have so much more. What you had to like learn on your own as far as like making mistakes and learning from it repeatedly to learn lessons. These kids don't have to do that. Like,
No.
they're put in situations where there's so much knowledge, even if it's just YouTube. But like, where your son's at, doing the type of work he does, he don't realize it now. But if he was to leave there after a year, the amount of knowledge he's learned from it, just knowing. I was in my mid-30s when I went into construction, and I had no clue about different types of soil. Where I'm from in Ohio, there's clay and topsoil. In Tennessee, like rock is a type of topsoil, or a type of soil, because like most of Tennessee is full of rock.
Yeah.
And you start learning when you're in the ground and you see these different levels of soil. The average person don't think like that, and your son's going to learn so much from working on a crew like that.
Yeah.
And develop the confidence. It's going to take him farther. I mean, most of what I know and I talk to other people about is one of the things about learning from construction and grading work and stuff like that. And I think we always want our kids to be better than us, take what we taught them, run with it, and do better, and teach the next generation to be even better than that. I mean, that's building a legacy right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it definitely is, man. Because I want one of my kids one day to run my business. I want them to keep it going. I want them to open it up bigger than what I opened it up. And one of them eventually will. I hope one of them will take it off and go. I kind of think it would be my youngest. That's how I look at it, because he's young, but he wants to do everything that he does, but he shows a lot of interest in it, And my middle child, he's big and religious, man. He wants to be a preacher, man. He studies the Bible and does all kinds of stuff, man. That's kind of where he wants to be at. He wants to go to ministry and everything. So
see, that's one thing I really like about your channel is, you got your wife and kids involved in it, and your channel and your business and all that. And I look at people with younger kids, and sometimes I really don't feel like you understand where you're at with it. I know you got an older son, but some of these people out here with younger kids, man, like, cherish those moments, because they grow so fast.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're, I don't know, it's kind of wild, because like my oldest son, he was always a little bit more smarter than most kids. And, now he's in his residencies for medical school, was investing a lot of money into, real estate and stuff like that. And, heck, I learn a lot off him these days,
Yeah.
I got the hiccups. But,
yeah, my oldest was big into baseball too, Ben. I guess you knew that or whatever. They won state championship there. See, Ben.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so they won the state championship in 2024 and got rings and all that. And guess what? He played so much baseball as a kid and everything, and won all that his senior year. His senior year, he didn't want to play. I was like, "What? You still got one more year or whatever? Y'all can go back to back." He goes, "Dad, I've been playing since I was like 3 or 4 years old." He said, "I'm ready to go to work." And well, the coach and me, kind of, and his mama convinced him to play. He ended up having the best batting record in the batting record, or whatever you call it. No, the batting average.
So
for the whole county, his senior year.
So I've been around that area. So like we talked about before, my son played a lot in Hoover.
Yeah.
And we were driving through I don't know what happened. We were leaving Hoover to go to Bessemer, where our hotel was, and it took us down this like city road. Like I'm in these neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
I seen this high school out there outside of Hoover. It looked like a cross between a college campus and a big religious facility.
That was
And I
probably
was,
Hoover High School. It's
man,
huge, dude. It's
these
like a
schools near
college.
you are freaking amazing. Like the architecture of them, like
Yeah.
you wouldn't look at them and think they're high schools. And then them fields out there, like no wonder why baseball is big in Hoover, because
Yeah.
like it's freaking beautiful. Like
Yeah,
I
their
wish I
football
could
team's
say
just as big. Their football team's just as big. Their basketball, their baseball. I mean, their basketball gym looks like Alabama and Auburn's gym. College level. I mean, it's ridiculous the kind of money they got.
yeah, like all around Hoover and all the way up to Bessemer is like every high school I passed. It was kind of mind blowing because we're in like a small town environment. Like we have one middle school and like two elementaries. I just seen
Yeah.
Francisco's son just graduated.
Yeah,
Congratulations. That's
that's awesome.
awesome. I got one more year and then my youngest graduates.
So is he gonna try? Is he got any teams looking at him or anything? Or
Uh
are
right
y'all
now
looking at?
right now a couple in football and I think a couple in baseball. It's not football. He's in football season now preparing for his senior year. And he had a pretty successful senior year in football last year. He
Mhm.
had 68 receptions, 875 yards receiving, and like 12 touchdowns. But then he had some rushing yards and stuff like that and rushing touchdowns. Um, but his main sport's baseball, and that's one of the most competitive spots to be in because with the transfer portal, I mean, you got 25 and 26-year-olds now.
Oh yeah.
So he's trying to get recruited because he's not going to give up on it. But we've also talked about what might happen if that don't work out because
Yeah.
life changes fast,
Yeah.
and you just never know where you might end up. I mean, you said your youngest was thinking about wanting to become a preacher,
Yeah.
and
My
my young
middle child. Yeah.
the same one that is involved in all these sports. I mean, I could see it from him.
Hmm.
One thing through all my struggles for a while, we raised our kids up in church. We didn't miss a Sunday for nothing. And we go twice on Sundays. Monday nights we did extra stuff with the church. I was with the jail ministry. And then Wednesday nights we had service and all that. So my kids grew up in church. And throughout
Yeah.
my struggles, I hate to admit, I kind of turned my back on it. I quit
Hmm.
going for a long time. And it was my son and his like girlfriend that they were setting the example as young people that got me back into church. My son, he's a Christian. He'll tell everybody that, and I'm proud of him for. I hate to say I turned my back on religion, but I didn't turn my back on Jesus. It was more religion, the
Hmm.
churches and stuff, and I'm not really going to get into that, but I'm just saying that to speak on, when your kid's involved in something like that and feels a certain way and feels a certain way to be led. When I was the weakest point, he became stronger and he kind of stood up for the family and me and kind of had that manly leader mentality.
Hmm.
And if not for him, I may have never went back into a church again. Um, but I remember how we raised him, and he was going to his girlfriend's church just to go to church on Sundays. There was times where I see him, want to stay with friends just to go to church with them. And a funny thing, my middle kid, she broke her arm when she was like 7 years old. She broke her arm on one of them electric scooters, cracked it in half. And the only way she could sleep comfortably was to have her brace like propped up on the recliner and to sleep on that. And my son was like 3 years old. And I remember I woke up that night to check on her. And this 3-year-old kid at like 2 o'clock in the morning is out there kneeled down in front of her praying for her. And I I mean, he was praying like a Baptist preacher, and anybody that goes to a Baptist church knows what I'm talking about. I mean, it was a good 10, 15-minute prayer going on. But that showed me there was something different about him. And, to raise your kids like that, I feel like sometimes we might get away from things like I did. But what you teach them, they remember it. I mean, it's in their brain. It's in their DNA, how they were raised. And I was thankful that when I went through my toughest times, my son was able to maintain what I taught him. Because me being the leader of the house and everything like that, he's seen when I was at my weakest, and he picked up the slack. And, that was kind of huge for us.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with the comments. I mean, both brothers, that was God talking to you through him. And Chris, he does work in mysterious ways, because I never would have thought I'd have been on a live stream. I never thought I'd be doing these videos, and I never would have thought that I was being led to like do these. And, with these podcasts, I don't want to talk about the bad stuff all the time. My plan is to talk to people who's doing big things after dealing with traumatic events, whether military or anything. Like anybody can come across something traumatic, and it can bring you down so much. And to be able to put a spotlight on these people and what they're doing now, like Chris in the comments here, I suggest anybody like look him up on socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. He does like little shorts on YouTube, but excuse me.
Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah, I was gonna find something, but I didn't want to take much time. But
he jumped up. I was like, "Is somebody coming in your house?" The military man's coming out right now. We're about to see it live.
No, I actually had one of his books close by, but I'm not exactly sure where it's at.
Look, everybody, if you're in here, and I'm going to keep this and post this and everything, go check out the guy he's talking about. He's going to tell you all about him. But look, don't forget, go and subscribe to Ben, his channel, Stay Relentless Podcast. And check him out. That's why I got him on here. I'm going to keep it on the public so everybody can see it from now on. And man, give him a subscribe, throw him some comments in and everything, because you'll really enjoy the stories and stuff that he tells on his channel. It's really good.
I appreciate it, man. I just try to keep it real. I just try to tell my truth and everything. There's some days where I do really good, and there's some days where I don't. There's some days where I'm not feeling it in my head that day, and I'm having a bad day, and I turn on the camera. One of my videos, I actually turned the camera on right as I was coming out of a bad anxiety attack. And it was hard for me, because I watch these after I post them, and it was hard for me to go back and rewatch it. And the things I was saying, my therapist seen it. And I'm trying to move on in my life. I'm trying to do bigger things. And, my friend Chris here, he's a veteran himself. And I don't know much about, he don't talk a lot about his service. Most of the stuff he talks about is post-service. But I know he lost 2 brothers last year. And I looked at his strength and being there for other people when he was dealing with so much loss himself. I mean, he lost a brother like 2 days before Thanksgiving, and my heart just broke for him, because at the same time, he's on Facebook, doing live videos of talking to people, about, mental health and getting help when you need it and stuff like that. And I just thought the strength in that guy to be dealing with what he's dealing with and put himself last and be there for other people. And there's times where I go a few days without talking to him, but then he'll text me and be like, "Hey man, are you doing all right? Haven't heard from you in a while," or, just doing a buddy check. And I'm thinking, man, with everything you're dealing with, you're looking out for me. Like, that's kind of crazy. And I guess maybe for a long time I was selfish, and, so I'm trying to give back. Like, I'm not trying, I guess I could care less if I ever got monetized or whatever. I mean, it does feel good when you get the subscribers and they start climbing and stuff. But it's more about sending a message out there to the guys that, aren't okay all the time. And you don't always know that. And that's one thing I try to preach is, just treat everybody like, assume that they're not on their best day. Assume that they might be on that ledge, because you never know the guy at the gas station that's in front of you or something, what he's going through. And he might need one thing to set him off to push him over the edge.
Yeah.
And
appreciate you, Ray. Have a good night.
Yeah, appreciate you, Ray. But I just try to spread a positive message, because there's so much negativity out there. You don't have to look hard to find the negativity, but I think sometimes you have to look harder to find the positivity. And I kind of owe it to people. I mean, this is Memorial Day, and we've lost a lot of people over the years in different wars and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like I owe it, to those people, to be there for the veterans out there that are, struggling on a daily basis. And, the ones that, like for me, just getting out of the house some days is a struggle, all the anxiety I deal with. And, sometimes your wires get crossed in your head and you can be having a great day, and then within minutes, having the worst day. And, talking to people and doing these YouTube videos holds a level of accountability. I have accountability people that, trust me, if I go off the rails and say a bunch of dumb stuff, I'm going to be getting text messages, and I know exactly where they're coming from, because, it's that accountability part of it. And, that's why I just try to keep it positive in a lot of aspects. I don't like to get caught up in drama or be negative, for other people and stuff like that. But, I appreciate that advice, Ray. Like I've said, man, you've been one of the biggest supporters through this whole thing. And I appreciate you watching my videos and leaving comments. I appreciate you, the conversation we had, that you told me stuff about yourself and everything. I appreciate all the support, man.
Yeah, Chad he asked a question a long time ago. Can we talk about sod? Just kind of give him some small basic knowledge of sod laying and everything. We got to talk a little bit about landscaping or grass cutting, because the channel is what it is. So, but you've laid it, hadn't you? You laid sod before and everything?
Oh yeah, I have. I think your biggest issue is getting a good grade, making sure you don't have no dips in it, no holes in it, getting the rocks out of it as best you can. Because I always say, like, if a guy was laying in a bed and you throw a blanket over the top, that's what the sod's going to end up looking like. And if you have a bunch of junk in there, you're going to have bumps in it. And if it's not perfectly graded, and you got to measure your fall in it, you got to know where, if it's on a slope, you got to make sure that water is going to drain off, because, water sitting on sod would be, it'd be bad when, that water's sitting in one spot. I'm assuming he's talking about that spot in his video the other day.
Yeah. And I would say too, think of a brick wall. You know how the bricks are, they're locked together, Yeah. So when you lay your sod the same way as if you're looking at a brick wall. Don't put them all in a line and then put them all in a line and put them all in a line. They need to be staggered, and then when you're laying them together, put them up tight, but then, kind of let them kind of push into each other, and then you roll it and all that. But kind of wove them together when you're putting them down.
I don't know what
find your best way. Again, find your best way to where you're not doing as many cut pieces. So, make sure you got your angle right or whatever's right to get it in there to where you're not cutting so much off. Or if you do have to, make sure you're making up for it with, getting 10% more of your, materials, is what I would say too. Don't under measure sod. It ain't something you can just run and grab real quick.
Yeah. I don't know what the soil's like down there where he's at, but that's a big factor in it too. And
Yeah.
I would suggest putting at least a thin layer of topsoil under it because that's cheap insurance against, that the sod taken to it, the roots growing through it. Because here in Tennessee, we have like that red clay. And if you was just to strip a little bit of topsoil off and then, lay sod on top of it, that red clay is about like concrete. It's hard to get anything to grow through that.
Yeah.
And so I would assume that, Alabama is about the same way. I just don't know because I've never worked down
We
there.
got some places got some pretty good topsoil and everything, but what I hate is when they build the subdivisions around us and they take all the topsoil off, and then they come back with rocks and stuff, and then they just lay the sod on top of that. And I've been dealing with a couple of yards this year with there's no topsoil underneath or nothing. It just looks like crap, man. And you can't tell it at the beginning, but after a couple months, a year later, man, the rocks are coming through. The sod's not growing. It's just terrible how they build these subdivisions and everything now. It's just a quick. They do it the cheapest way they
I
possibly
see
can.
the comment there that Doghouse made a home with the new baby. That's awesome, man. I was wondering, I haven't seen you in the comments of nobody's videos recently. I was kind of wondering how everything was going. Interesting thing about him, me and him are actually in the same area. We're in like the same town.
Oh, wow.
Whenever I talk about the big city closest to me, Clarksville, that's where he's at. And so I'm glad to see him in here. And
Yeah, congratulations on the new baby girl. And yeah, he was telling me to do some videos this week, but it's hard to do videos if we're getting nothing but rain. And I kind of need to have a topic or something to help me out with. But yeah, I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he's here on the live. He can listen to us right now. And hopefully next week I'll pop up some videos because I'm going to be solo on a couple sites.
Yeah, I've seen some of his videos and he does really good work, and highly suggest, guys follow him too.
Yeah.
I've seen he's got like 500 videos.
Oh, wow.
But Doghouse will tell you here in the Clarksville area, man, it's highly competitive. Everybody's got a mowing business out here. And, my prayer is that, you make it because I see you got a young family and everything like that. I mean, Clarksville's, there's a lot of businesses out here, a lot of people competing and stuff. And what you're saying about, the way these contractors do sod jobs, it's the same way here. Clarksville is one of the quickest growing places in the country right now. We're building subdivisions on top of subdivisions, and they're doing it in, just a month and a half. There's a whole new subdivision. And typically what you see a lot of is they put like a sod in the front, like a cheap sod, and then in the back they just throw contractors mix down. So like literally every brand new house out there, $500,000 house, has a really crappy backyard, and the front yard, when they build these new subdivisions, they're not leaving trees up. So it's a whole subdivision with no trees, cheap sod. There's no system to water it. If that house takes a couple months to sell, it's not getting watered. And you come along later and you're trying to inform people of like, why it's not doing well and, stuff like that. But I think Doghouse will probably be one of the first to tell you how it is, dealing with some of these newer, brand new houses and the trash you find, because when they build these brand new houses, they dig debris pits. They'll bury a lot of the trash in the ground, and then that stuff starts wearing through over a couple years. And next thing you know, you got the straps that hold lumber together and all that poking out through the ground. Yeah. Is Chad still in here?
I don't know if he's in here. By the time we started talking about it, he might have done vanished on us. I don't know. We got 18 people in here, man. So
I hope I didn't go off on a rant. And
no, that's why I got you on here for, man. This is what the topics is about tonight, and well, like you were saying, we're being open topics each week, and it might be something new. It might be something that don't even retain like this week, or really a whole lot of lawn care, and then next week might be lawn care, and but it's still a form of business because you still do lawn care, you do landscaping, you still do outdoor stuff, and you got a lot to talk about, far as all the other situations, from your
Yeah, it's
past
just
and future and all that.
yeah, and I mean, we don't do a lot this year. We slowed down a lot because I had to fix myself, and my son, my wife, they've been carrying the load as far as that goes, and I've been going through a lot of different therapies and really working hard to fix myself. I challenged myself earlier this year to achieve something early, and it was my goal to get my CDO before my birthday. And unfortunately, I graduated before my birthday with through the trucking school, the CDO school. But the way they scheduled me was like 2 weeks after my birthday that I actually got the license. But it was something I've always wanted to get, and it was a challenge I put in front of myself, and then I told everybody on YouTube I was going to do it. And that's an accountability thing there, that you tell people you're going to do something, you got to do it. So I ended up getting it, and it was one of those things. It was challenging, but I got it done. And while I was doing that, wife and son kept up with everything else and kept everything going and
Yeah.
everything like that. So Dalton Doghouse, is that his real name then?
Yeah, I think his name is Dalton.
Okay,
Because
I'm
I
sorry.
think in the last live we were talking about it, and he said that he had a good name that, and Randall said, they kind of figured out it's Randall's son's name, and he was named after Roadhouse. Uh, Randall's son was named because of Roadhouse, one of the
I
characters
didn't
in
know
there.
that.
Yeah,
I
what
didn't
he
know
was
that.
mentioning. Yeah, you came in later at the live
Okay.
last week. That's what you were saying. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they were
Okay. Now I
talking
know
about.
your name's Dalton then. Yeah, man, you're in Clarksville area. Let me know if you need anything. Hit me up. You can find me on Instagram. Send me a message or something, man. If you need anything from me, I'm here, and I'll be willing to help you any way I can. And I think it's crazy that we could be on this big, thing like YouTube, and you're literally conversating with people in your own town. Uh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just kind of crazy to me.
What's up, Jesse? Give you a big smile. Let's
I
see.
I agree,
Yeah,
Ernest.
I would keep the information off too so much about your kids and everything. I know I'm fresh out of the pen of Facebook jail. I'm clean for a week. So yeah, yeah, definitely you got to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to YouTube and kids, and I found that out. So
Yeah, I'm just reading through the comments, and Ernest's comment here. It's not about the lawn care, but coming to know the individual and what they can share. I mean, that's 100% right.
yeah.
You know, even the top dogs in the lawn care world are bouncing ideas off each other,
Hmm.
and they're telling each other their fears, their struggles. One of the boldest things I've seen on YouTube was where Chad was talking about feeling led to buy this property. And you could see in his videos how he was unsure about it the whole time. But he kept talking about, I'm blessed, I'm highly favored, and any Christian would feel that way because you know what the opposite could be. And he's going into it with a godly approach. He's praying about it. He's involving smart people in the process, getting information and talking. And then he put his money where his mouth is, and he went out there and he signed papers, bought the place. And you've been seeing it on a progression that every time he does videos, he's doing more and more. And watching someone on YouTube when you've been there from like the beginning of it and seeing what's happening now, I think we're all kind of excited about where he's going with that. That
Hmm. Hmm.
we all get to see it in real time. It's easy to talk about what you did in the past, but when you're showing your work on face or YouTube, as Ray says all the time, show your work. But I know he's had a lot of conversations with me about it, and I know he has you and other people as well. When you're making a decision like that, that could be life changing, and that's what happens on YouTube. Here is people exchange life changing advice, and I remember when you were talking about that building, I was hoping you got it. I was really,
Mm-hmm.
I seen other people go the same way, selling materials and, maybe a greenhouse and, having a shop like that. And unfortunately, I guess for you, it wasn't the right deal, wasn't the right time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be huge for you, like just
Oh yeah.
expanding business like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wanted to jump back on what you were saying too, man. It we all have a lawn care channel, but I'm hoping this live can bring out the best in people and really touch on, sometimes more than just lawn care. The maybe learn a little bit more that you didn't know from their channel that they open up about here in this channel. Kind of like what you're going to do over there in your channel. I
Yeah.
think yours is going to be great, and mine can focus on, yeah, we see them every day. We see what they're doing, what they're trying to achieve. Now let's see, well, let's see how their past was when they got there, where they're at now, and let's catch some ideas of what they're thinking about in the future. I think that would be pretty cool to see, because I like seeing, because I started my channel to really see my progress in a year, see what I can do in a year. Plus, my kids wanted me to start one because I watch YouTube all the time, people cutting grass and everything. But I wanted to really focus on and see how much I can grow in a year. And a year ago, I didn't have a shop. A year ago, I didn't have two guys out here running my business for me and me managing. So I'm on that path of growing more and more. And, who knows where it's going to take me, like you said, to the next level and everything, where I'm going to eventually go, pick up a couple more yards, several more yards, run two crews, and me sit back and manage them and,
So have
do
you
the
have
paperwork
you
and the back end. So,
have you still been looking for a location to have something like it what you were talking about before? Or?
no, I kind of, that after that situation or whatever, that was a perfect spot, man. It was such a great spot. But we've talked about it, about trying to get something else, but I would kind of want something that's kind of in town, close to home, but you know, a lot of stuff, man, and a lot of stuff right now is renting high. I mean, it's renting extremely high right now. So, we even talked about even doing it out here at my property, but I don't really want the public coming
Yeah,
in and
there'd be a
here
lot of
every day.
traffic out there.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
know.
and then it runs problems with your homeowners and business insurance. Like, where's the line
Yeah,
between those two? If someone gets out of their car and
yeah,
falls on your property and now they own your business.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So that was a you know a proposition or whatever you want to say that ended really really fast because we just what you just said right then went through my mind immediately. I was like, oh, we can't do that. We need to, if we're going to do something like this or whatever, we need to do it off site. But I've been looking and trying to, like Chad, but I've been really thinking about trying to invest in, like rental properties and storage units and stuff like that. Something that if I bought a trailer park or something and fixed them up, and something that would have progressive income coming in
yeah,
for like Airbnbs or something like that. Building cabins on the lake. If I bought a
yeah.
big lake property,
Ernest, that's something Ernest has talked a lot about in the comments of a lot of videos. Knowing your end game and
Hmm.
thinking about retirement because um, your age catches up on you, and then next thing you know, you're like, where am I at?
Hmm.
I'm in my mid 40s right now,
Yeah.
and I look at where I'm going to be and where I want to be, and I talked to Ernest not too long ago. I was telling him about my situation, and he was telling me, one of the most important things is having your future, uh, put taken care of. If something happens to you, I think about Kyle Busch. I'm a huge NASCAR fan, and Kyle Busch is someone I grew up a Tony Stewart fan because we're from the same general area. He raced my home track and everything in dirt track.
Yeah.
And when Kyle Busch joined Joe Gibbs Racing, I liked him because he was a teammate of Tony Stewart, and I liked his attitude because it mirrored my attitude. and he's been racing for 20 years. And then, you know, he went from winning a truck race last weekend to being dead this week.
It's crazy. So
And
sad.
yeah, and you know, his family's taken care of, but
Yeah,
it
but
just goes to show that we could be gone at any point in time.
yeah,
And you know, I'll be honest, man, when I went broke, I looked at it like, you know, I failed my family. Um, you know, what if something happened to me today and I left them in this position? You know, so it became a humbling experience. And then you start looking at things differently. And when you think you know everything, you start listening to everybody differently.
hmm
And everybody out here, you know, they're speaking a lot of knowledge. I mean, I think Shane talks about retirement and living debt free and all that kind of stuff on almost every video, paying stuff off. And almost every YouTuber out here in the lawn care world is talking about, paying off equipment as fast as you can, make money with it. And you learn so much from each of these guys.
yeah,
And I think that's a lot to think about, because when you can put together investments that, you know, will take care of your family if something happens to you, you know, that's a big thing. I was talking to Chad about it, and I said, man, that property you bought and the way you're developing it, that can be a huge thing for
it
not
really
only
could.
for you, but your family, you know, your family in general. I mean, I'm glad to see it working out for him like that, because, you know, he's a good dude, and me and him's had some real good conversations about that and a lot of other things. And you just hope the best for everybody, but you love to see people getting these big wins. You know, even your channel. I mean, when I started watching your channel, you were mowing every day with one guy, and now you're, you know, out eating tacos at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Like,
Oh,
I
where's
don't
that
blame.
bus at that you just ran over me with?
No, it's not that. Because if you ask my wife and kid, they'll tell you my truck makes a right turn every time I see a taco truck. Like, I'll stop
Yeah,
traffic
I
to
love
cut
it.
across 3 lanes to hit up a taco truck in a heartbeat.
Yeah, yeah. But
Like,
you know, just saying what you said or whatever, you know, ain't that all of our end game, or that all of our the way we want to be in our business is how I've always looked at it. Like when I saw lawn care a long time ago, watching it on YouTube, you know, um, people talking about all the time how, you know, eventually they want to be able to manage their business, you know, have guys and crews go out and do the work and everything, because I mean, I built this business, you know, on, you know, I love to work. I don't get me wrong, I love to work, but uh to have family time, you know, to be able to go to any sport event, you know, any award show and all that. Because my wife will tell you, I missed a lot of them with my oldest son, you know, because I'd work 7 days a week. I was a Ray with a family and working night shift in the mines and all that. So I mean, I'm very blessed to where I am right now, whatever. But you know, I look at it as I put in the time. You know, I put in the hard work, and where I'm at in a rural area, it's hard to build a business where I am to where it is now. I mean, it just the jobs just don't fall in your lap. It takes time. It takes other guys retiring and getting out of the lawn care game for you to win them jobs and biz, because them customers stick with you for years. I mean, I got customers I've had for 16 years, 15 years, 14 years, you know, and even commercial properties I've had for 14, 15 years. You know, it's not something that just happens overnight, you know, and it takes a lot to build it up. So I'm happy where I am now, and I want everybody to be in my situation one day. I want
yeah,
everybody to learn from me. If I can tell you something, give you any kind of advice or what to do to get to where I am, because that's where I want everybody to be. You know, I mean, to be able to spend more time with your family, but still have your business running like it needs to run. Now, I know when it comes to employees and all that, it's very hard to do that, and it's very hard for me to do that. If I didn't have Roberto and David, you know, I would need another Roberto and David to continue on or whatever. And I know they're a very rare breed to have in this kind of business. But
yeah.
once you get
And
them, take care of them.
I understand what you're saying about missing your kids' lives because, for me, I was all about trying to have the career, in the military in general. You got to go above and beyond on a daily basis. You're consistently pushing yourself to be better, in every aspect, whether it's your physical fitness, your weapons qualification, your army schools, civilian schools play a big factor if you're going to college, doing all that kind of stuff. And, you're doing all that. And at the end of the day, you forget about your family. They just kind of operate without you. And, when you're gone for training, you're gone for a month or 3 weeks or 2 months or whatever, and then you go on deployments, your family runs without you. I give my wife a lot of credit because she raised 3 kids by herself for a lot of years. I was there every now and then for support, and she had money because I got paid and she had that. But she didn't have me there every day dealing with the stresses of everything. And that's one of my biggest regrets. I wish I would have focused more on the family back then because, it does hurt not being a part of that. And when you look back on it and everything that you missed, you're just like, in regret a lot. And see, like now I have grandkids and I get a chance to, get back home to where my son lives and be a part of their lives. But and a lot of people do say I focus a lot on my youngest son, but obviously he's the youngest and I'm trying to get him to where he needs to be. But I kind of feel what you're saying when you talk about, missing a lot of things, working 2 jobs. Like I've been there. And, as a man, there's a lot on your shoulders as far as providing, leading the family, teaching your sons to be who they need to be in life and how they need to act. And there's a lot on your shoulders when it comes to that. And that's one thing I try to do on my channel is talk about the stresses that men face. Because I think, men realize that when they see something, when they hear something, like we're all supposed to be the strongest people in the world. Your kids look at you, like you can fight anybody. Your wife thinks you hung the moon. But deep down inside, man, you're scared to death. You're like, dang, this decision here, if I do the wrong decision, everything's gone, And so that's what I try to put on my channel is just more of that part. No, to answer your wife's question, I'm not full-time in anything. I'm medical retired Army and I'm working on, getting myself back to where I need to be. And I did get my CDO and so that's an option that I have in the future. We're in a very, very competitive area around here, as Dalton would tell you. A new lawn care business pops up every day around here.
Yeah.
And, the stuff you hear about from other people about, trying to make it and stuff like that. If you're trying to make it starting out right now, it's kind of tough. I heard Ray's video before I started watching this one, and he's talking about, he benefits because of the reputation he's built over 20 years. And when you've been in the game for 20 years, people know you, you're consistent, you're taking care of it, whatever comes up. And in a lot of these new businesses, they pop up, every other day. And you see it in these Facebook community groups where someone posts like, hey, I'm looking for someone to mow my lawn because the guy that started it, last couple of weeks, he went MIA. And that happens all the time. And, the guys that have that staying power, I heard it from you. You said it earlier that you've had customers for 14, 15 years. Chad, he talks about it quite a bit. And, I know Shane does too. And Ray, I know he's well known in his area for what he does. And there's a lot to be said for that kind of, and even Randall, talking to him, he was talking about, how he found a lot of his clients and, his videos speak for themselves. I mean, I don't know anybody better than him on YouTube or in life in general, as far as landscaping goes. And when you have that kind of knowledge, the kind of confidence that you're able to take on any type of job, like I've seen Ray do jobs on video that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Like that one video where he's like knocking them trees down, and I'm thinking, man, all it needs to happen is a bottom end of that tree kick out, and it comes through that skid steer, you know. But he's got the confidence and the know-how. He explains it to you, like what I'm looking for when I'm doing this, and you watch
how he's cutting it, how he's pushing it with the machine to make sure it's going to go where it needs to go. I mean, he's telling us all that, you know, like you were saying earlier, dude. The what you can learn on YouTube just by watching these guys' videos is free to you. You know, you don't have to have pay for my prescription or something to learn this. You know,
buy my
coaching
class.
calls. Yeah,
buy my class so that I can
buy my class or whatever. My class is School of Hard Knocks. Come out here every day and learn. You know.
Yeah, like because I've talked to Randall. He owned a tree business at one time, and just hearing his mindset about it, like I think that's one thing I couldn't do. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations in my life, but trees are so unpredictable.
Yeah.
That I don't think I could ever do that part of it.
I worked like, I think I was like 18, 17, 18 maybe, for Asplin. I don't know if you know what they are.
Yeah,
like
they had the orange trucks, didn't they?
Yeah. I worked for them for a little while out of town, and I was on their out of town. Believe it or not, and I'm scared of heights, I was on their out of town climbing crew. So I had the spikes and everything. And nowadays, my wife cleans my gutters out. I ain't like getting on the top of a ladder or nothing.
I'm not so much a fear of heights, man. Like I've rappelled out of helicopters in like dangerous places. Okay. I'm not afraid of heights, but I am afraid of being on a stick 100 foot up in there with the wind blowing and that thing going like this.
Ooh. Yeah. I had to call Ray one day when he was in that lift and it was moving back and forth. I had to call him that I was getting motion sickness just watching his video. I was getting sick watching his video.
Sure, you could put a check for $500,000 at the top of the tree, and I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, you can put a lot of money up there, and I'm going to say, hey, leave it. I don't care. I'm not touching it.
But knowing Randall the way he is, I could imagine him climbing a tree like that, going up, climbing it down.
It'd be like a spider monkey.
Oh yeah. I figure this about the time of night he's walking Gandalf around the park.
Probably so. Apollo was just in here a second ago. He came by and made me pet his back and rub him for a second, and he never run out of here again. So he found his way down here in the basement. So.
Was there anything, like sometimes I just talk a little bit too much. Was there anything in the comments that I missed?
No, I think everybody's been pretty eased on the whole comments tonight. They ain't been flooding in here too bad tonight and everything. Everybody's enjoying your conversation.
I scared them off.
I don't think you scared them off. I think everybody was just liking your story. It just,
when Ernest was in here, when Ernest was in here talking, they was giving him 200 questions because they wanted to learn from the great one. Which I was one of them. I posted like 50 questions that night. Like,
okay.
Dude, when you
That's what I was telling him, guys, when we were getting ready and everything. I was like, dude, sometimes the comments are coming in so fast, it's hard to read them and everything. But they've been easy tonight, man. They have. But Randall just said he's walking him now and listening to us. That's what he's doing. So,
and see, that's a cool thing about how you do this little format of your live streams, because I can tell you the week you had Ernest on, when you said that one Sunday night, I'm trying to get Ernest on. And then like, I think you said like Tuesday or Wednesday, he was going to be on. I marked off that whole Sunday to be in front of my TV to watch it. And like, Ray the same way, when it was going to be you and Ray, I mean, let's be real. Who wants to miss a chance to hear Ray on a live stream?
I know.
You don't know what's going to come out. And that's the fun part of it, because, and I'm not giving him no crap or nothing.
He's walking his dog. Yeah. My wife's like, where's Randall walking to? I was like, he's out walking his dog. And he's got like, you got to watch the end of Randall's videos. He's got the beautifulest places to walk down. With the water and the mountains all back behind it and everything. I told him, I've been telling him from day one. I was like, dude, I don't really care too much about the beginning of your video. And I do like to
Yeah.
learn a little bit about plants and everything, but I'm in it for the end of the video. I'm
You
wanting
know,
to see the caption and the view you have, which is unfair. I
hey,
told him, I
look,
said, you can come down here and look and walk mine with some cow pastures and everything. We can look at cows and donkeys.
no, I'm gonna tell you the craziest thing I seen one day. I think it was raining or something. So like I got a notification that Randall was live. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna watch this because it's always, something to learn when you watch Randall's lives. This dude's walking his dog for an hour. He's got like 60 people on his live stream and never said a word.
Yeah.
And these 60 people are watching his live stream. And I'm thinking, you're literally watching a guy walk his dog. And that number never really dropped. And I'm thinking that's wild to me. But that's a respect, like,
Yeah.
he left YouTube for a few months and then he comes back and, he gets like, I think it was like 1,800 views in 48 hours or something.
I'm like, dude, well, what about us, man? I've been throwing videos, trying to as much as I can, but Randall's just that likable guy, I mean, and he's got good content and he's got some beautiful properties, man. He's got the mulch game on point and he's got the stripe game on point when it comes to his property.
And I know he can hear me, so I'm going to say this, but one of these days I want to go on one of them hikes. Have you seen his videos in the wintertime when he goes on one of them weekend hikes? And he did it with another guy once where they went out and camped and went on this long hiking trip. And, I forget what that trail is that he's on. That East Coast trail. It goes from like Maine to Georgia.
You want some?
But I think that'd be fun. Like this winter, Randall, I want to come down and do that like weekend hike with you or something, because that's a challenging spot. Like if you could go back and watch that video I'm talking about, like they're going up steep terrain, down steep terrain. It's one of those type of things where I think you push yourself and you test yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Appalachian Trail. That's what it is. It goes from Maine to like Georgia.
Wow. What's up, Wayne? Glad you made it in here, man. Yeah, we're going on about an hour and 47 minutes right now. So
yeah,
we might go to 2 hours and call it tonight. But it's been a very good live. We've had good conversations. A bunch of great people has been in here and everything. So yeah, we might try to go to about 2 hours in and everything.
Yeah,
For some reason my lives go long, man. Like Shane and Tom, they knock theirs off after an hour, and Shane's always telling me, you just gotta quit. You just gotta shut it off. I'm like, I'm shutting it off, and there's like 18 people in there, They might
they use a lot of energy. They use a lot of energy. I mean, neither one of us has took our shirts off and danced yet. Like
Next Sunday.
Yeah. Randall, my wife said you can walk your dog in the live next Sunday. It's your turn, man. You need to get in this live. We all want to know something about you.
So, Randall, you said you take 8 to 10 people when you go out on those hikes.
Yeah.
I think you need to get the lawn care. Me, Lee, Chad, Ray. Well, Ray would probably bitch about it the whole time.
I probably would too, to be honest.
Could you imagine live?
Let me get in a little shape, man. I got to get out and work, man. I can't. I do got to do that, man. I got to get out and get busy or whatever. So I mean, I'm probably looking forward to this solo a little bit next week.
Hey, that's a man trip you got to do, though. That's a man trip right there. Yeah. Out hiking in the mountains like that. Like I would love to see that.
Yeah,
I could just see Shane giving Ray a hand, climbing up the mountains and everything, and both of them,
They would struggle a little bit. I think they'd be all right though.
Chad's really athletic.
Oh yeah.
He's a college athlete
all the time,
Yeah, he's a college athlete. He's athletic, and he's got that pride. I don't think he'd be lagging behind.
Yeah,
and I think I got some stuff going on, but I think I can make it because I'd watch everybody else, making it. So then I'd make it. But I think that'd be a cool thing though, to go on what he does out there, because them views are beautiful.
Man, they are nice, man. That's what I told him, man. That lake, I'd love to try to catch fish in that lake, and yeah, man, try to hike them mountains and everything. It would kill me, but man, it would look good from up at top, man, looking
Hey, and the
down and
wildlife
everything.
is out there too. Did you see the end of that one video where you had that opossum
Yeah,
and
and that
the
dead deer.
opossum like eating on that deer?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Doc's in here. Doc came in
here's
here
Doc.
late.
I got the boom fist, Doc. I've been
Look
waiting
at
on
that.
you.
Look at that. We started talking a little bit about Doc, and he got in here. His ears were getting itchy. They're
Yeah,
burning him a little bit. I'm glad
he
he's in here.
he seen I was signing him up for something again, and he don't want no part of it. I guarantee you I'm gonna get talked to after this. He's gonna call me and be like, "Don't be signing me up for no mountain hikes."
Why? He's good now. He's about got everything replaced and everything. He's the bionic man. He can do it all. He'll smoke all of us up that hill.
Well,
Hey.
I've talked to Doc, and I think he used to be one of them tough SOBs when he was younger. He
Oh, yeah.
dirt bike race and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then early in his videos, you saw where he was doing a lot of working out and everything. He pretty little strong little stump right there. Maybe a
Yeah,
little dig at him or whatever. But yeah, he was throwing some weights and everything down. He said, "I just need one more shoulder."
Doc, you're gonna have to go back and rewatch this because I said a lot of good things about you, and you're always saying that I miss your videos or something when I'm late on them. So
Great movie. He was watching a movie with Sarah, and
which one was it? The movie Millennia?
Melania.
Millennia. Okay, yeah. I don't watch a lot of movies because I fall asleep before the intros are done.
Well, let me tell you what we've been doing, me and my wife. We've been watching a TV series. Everybody should go check it out. It's on Prime Video. It's called Person of Interest, and it is so good. I mean, you binge watch it, man. We're spending. Well, I can't say too much because I'm
What's it about?
doing a whole lot of work and get myself in trouble here or whatever. It starts off a little slow, but man, it gets really good. It's called Person of Interest. It's
Is that
really
like
good,
one of
man.
them like true crime type things?
No,
Or
it's no cussing or nothing like that. It's kind of like a crime, and the guy he knows what's coming up because they made this machine. It's kind of like it's scary, but it was like in 2011 and to 2015. It's like 5 seasons, but it's like the beginning of AI and everything. It's kind of crazy for real.
yeah, that whole AI thing, man, that scares the crap out of you when you go down them rabbit holes. Like
Yeah.
them rabbit holes on AI and data centers and
He wanted me to come pet him again. He's like, "Why ain't you upstairs in our spot?" My old dog. He's wondering where I'm
I
at.
am glad you made it on here, Doc. I appreciate you. And
Yeah.
I've said earlier in this video, I appreciate everything you've done for me. All that
I'll keep it posted and he can go back and
everything.
watch it and everything. A lot of people tend to watch them. I didn't
Apparently,
realize that, man. I do these things for 2 hours or 2.5 hours and I'll post them. And dude, like 40 or 50 people will still watch it. And I'm like, holy crap, man. I don't
there's
really
Chad
sit
right
around and
there.
watch a 2 hour thing.
Chad's been creeper. He's been in creeper status.
Oh,
He's been in stealth
yeah.
mode in the live stream.
Yeah. He's been waiting to come on here. He was in here earlier or whatever. He might have stepped out for a minute and came
I
back.
bet you
But
Chad's been in here the whole time, just like waiting for me to say something. But
Black Smoke Matters came in here. He just got in here. What's up, man?
yeah, I
Yo,
see
yo.
nature called and I had to shower. So what, do you crap yourself or what? Like, what's that mean? Let's talk about that, Chad.
Yeah, Chad. Nature's calls, and then he had to go take a shower. Wow, that can only mean two things. That was not. He is getting on up there in age like me, but he is. He
Hey,
started
Doc,
laughing.
the only way it's going to pay off for me is if I'm able to help someone like all you guys have helped me. Like, I'm literally a product of everybody's help. Like, and that's what I like to say. Anything I say in my videos is not something like I went to college to learn. And, I feel like when you had people look out for you and the people, and in my last video, I described it as like you're down in this deep hole and you can hear people talking up above you and you can hear them passing you by. But then you get 1 or 2 or 5, 7 people. They're like, hey, check this guy out. He's down in this hole. Let's help him out. That's what y'all did for me. And I feel like I owe it to everybody else to carry that on. And, I begged Doc to not quit YouTube last year. I told him, I said, dude, like you're reaching people that you don't even realize in your videos. And it kind of gets back to the importance of what you all do on YouTube. I haven't let it sink in that I do YouTube videos yet. Because I look at you guys all like, I mean, Lee, your editing skills are phenomenal. You do a good job with your editing. And then Doc's been doing this for so long. Doc and Ray and Randall, they've been doing this stuff so long. Like Randall said, he's had over 1 million people view his videos. Like, can you imagine that?
Oh, I know. That's crazy.
Like that many people's like viewed and, watched your stuff and showed support and respect and all that. I mean, Doc, he took a lot of time off and then he comes back, does a live stream. He's got like 70 people in there. And it's like, wow, like, and so, the work you all do, and I'm speaking from a commenter, a fan of channels in this aspect. The work you guys all do on YouTube is, it helps people. It really does. You just never know what the guy on the other end of that view is going through and what they're getting out of your channel. And I know, I got a lot out of Doc stuff, and he'll tell you I begged him to not quit YouTube, and I was glad that he came back. And then, but yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying about my editing skills. I always worry about it. My wife tells me too. I think I over edit sometimes.
I think you need to bring the beard back though. The beard's got to come back.
I know. I mean, my wife hates the beard, man. She can't stand it.
Well,
I do need to let it come out a little bit thicker, a little more, but my wife hates it, man. She can't.
100,000 watch hours. Can you imagine that? Like, how many years is that?
100,000 watch hours. Wow. I'm just now almost, guys, please rewatch this over and over again because I'm really close to 4,000 watch hours. And I hit over 605 subscribers. Very proud, very appreciative to all y'all. And then thank y'all so much, man. Because I'm like Ben said, we need Ben to get on up there too, guys.
What is that black diamond? Does that mean you're going to get one of black plaques or what's that mean?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I see his comment there. Like
maybe it's the camera, but I can tell Buddy Lee is managing the business more now. Maybe he's talking about. Yeah, might have to. Hey, Chad, I talked about it earlier. I'm gonna be busting out some because we had all this rain, Chad. We got rain tomorrow and the next day. I'm gonna be busting some soloing going on this next week, hopefully, to try to get some of our stuff caught up from last week. So. Yeah, if I bring the camera out, y'all see me out there solo. But that's one good thing about my business, having 2 pieces of equipment, 2 trucks. My dog, guys, my little kids are over here just aggravating my big dog so bad. He's going to bite one of them, and I'm going to laugh at my kid because they're aggravating him. But my having 2 trucks, multiple equipment, I can send the 2 guys out and do the big areas, and then I can go in and do some of the smaller properties, bam, knock them out just to try to help our schedule out because it's going to be rough for me, man, the next probably 2 weeks being we're already so far behind.
I seen it in that last video you did where Roberto was doing that hillside, and you mentioned it how David was down there weed eating the thing, and I see that David is like that younger guy, and like Roberto's your right hand man that's going to keep stuff going. And that trust you have with Roberto, knowing that you don't have to be out there looking over his shoulder and you can send him to a property and not worry about him throwing a rock to a window or, skimping out on things and doing low quality work.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it before you even hired that other guy. So you need to get somebody that Roberto can kind of hire that he can run because I mean, you have something in your business and Roberto that a lot of guys can't find. And, we've seen on other channels where people struggle with that help. And, that David, he's what's keeping you out of the truck. Roberto's keeping you out of the truck. And having two people that can jump in there and run something like that, they looked really organized from the video. Roberto's doing his thing, David's doing his, and that looked like a really big property.
Oh yeah, it's super big, man. That's one of our big. It's not really our biggest commercial site, but it's one of them. And when you're talking about that marina and everything, that marina, it's still campgrounds, a marina. It's got a barber shop, and it's got like 7 rental properties around it too. And we take care of all that, and it's all from one guy. And then you go 30 miles up the road, and he's got 13 more rental properties on the lake that we take care of too. So he is probably one of my biggest clients, but it's a lot of properties and everything, and they're pretty good sized properties. So
That's Chad said they did 2 trucks 3 days last week. I mean, and Chad's another one, man. He's showing it right now that his guys are handling things. As soon as Ray lost his cam, Chad got a cam. And, he's killing it. But I joked with Chad. I said, man, give me a year or two. I'll be down there managing Green Acres while you go down there and build businesses all over the place. And with what Chad's talked about that he pays his people, man, it's tempting.
they're all like, I need to get a skag and everything. Guys, there's no skag dealer around. There's no skag dealer around me. And, we have Toro, Ferris, Husqvarna, and all that around me. But man, dude, they're smaller dealers around me. The biggest one is Tri-Green, and their dealer support, man, is hands down 100% better than all them other ones. Because I had Kubota in our town, and I thought it was a big thing. Never gave me a loaner mower. My mower would always vapor lock, and I was just happy when I got with Tri-Green. They gave me a deal, and they call it switching brands. So when you go from Kubota or one of these other dealers and you go to a John Deere, they give you a discount for that because it's called switching brands. Like they want your business, which is kind of crazy, but they've been hands down great for me. I mean, I've had them for now, 9 years? Probably 9 or 10 years I had them, and it's just great.
They are nice. I just actually seen CR Lawns. I seen his, and looking at his shiny new John Deere, I think he said had like 15 hours on it or something. They are nice machines and everything. I just feel like once you go to John Deere, you can't get out of it. Like you're in there. Like you're in John Deere, and like everything is John Deere at that point. And that's like a heck of a commitment. I mean, I'm about to hit 25 years of marriage, but like that John Deere level, like guys go from Exmark to Skag and back and forth. But like you rarely see guys like leave John Deere. Maybe it's a testament to their equipment and everything. But I see Doc's leaving. Good night, Doc. I love you. Good night, man.
Doc. 27 yards tomorrow. Wow. 27 yards tomorrow. Good night, Doc. You're going to need that rest. Hey, but I wanted to say something before he got out of here and all these Skag Nation guys or whatever. Y'all watch that guy on there that grow it, we mow it. Skag can get a bag. Yeah. Is that what they're going to be now? All of them are Skag can get a bag.
Hey, I'm not going to lie, man. Skag is my favorite mower. Something about Skag. Every government like mowing, anytime you're driving down the highway, all them government mowing guys, you see them on Skags. And you rarely hear about, people having big problems with Skag. I've seen a couple of instances on YouTube recently where one guy was like slamming Skag being junk or whatever.
Yeah.
Had a bunch of problems with it. But by and large, I mean, look at Randall's machines. His machines have hundreds of hours on them, or I should say probably thousands. And he briefly, I don't even know if I should say this, but, in phone conversations, the consideration of maybe looking at other brands crossed his mind. But it didn't last very long. Because
he's calling me talking about a brand, but
I think we know that
he went back with Skag. No, but I've never ran a Skag, so I can't say too much about them. Only mowers I've ever run. I run an Aaron's when I first started. I run a Cub Cadet. I run a Toro Grandstand, and I run Great Dane. Now I'm telling you what, Great Dane has got a heck of a mower, as far as their stand-ups go. But there's no dealer around me. Same way with Grasshopper. They're on a thing of their own. They're mainly made for commercial style, just like they say Walkers and all that. But like I said, 4 miles down the road, Tri Green, they got me hooked, man. And if they ever went out of business there, there's another one up about 25, 30 minutes from me. But you just can't get out of the dealer support to go to a smaller dealership that might not give you a loaner, might not do anything like that to try to get one of these other brands.
And I think
because guys, y'all knew it earlier in my videos. I was talking about getting rid of John Deere because their prices are so much. And within the COVID time or whatever, they shot the prices up like $4,000 or $5,000 more, in that jump, that 3 years jump, because I try to trade every 3 years. They jumped up to like $4,000 more dollars. I was like, hey, I was looking at other mowers, and I was looking at the Bad Boy. I was looking at, Toro or Hustler or whatever. But their dealer support wasn't there, man. They're smaller, shops and everything. And they told me, all of them, we don't give loaners out. You keep it in here. Now, we would try to take care of you before anybody else because you are a commercial guy. But, who's to say that 5 other people might be ahead of me that are commercial guys, and then I'm waiting 2-3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks on getting my mower back or whatever. When John Deere, that I've dealt with my service guy or my sales rep, he's gave me mowers off the lot, brand new, gave me the key, brand new, off the lot, and said, hey, go, we'll turn it into a demo. It's hard to beat that.
Just this week alone, I think, going off what you just said, looking at Ray's video like 2 days ago, and then what Doc's went through over the last week with dealer, because I know that say what you want about Bad Boy, but they don't have the dealer support, and I think that whole thing could have been prolonged. His time with Bad Boy could have been prolonged had they had that dealer support. But you look at it when you guys with the large clientele is you ain't got the time to have a machine down, especially if you only have one.
Yeah.
And even if you have two, if you got 100 lawns, like I think Chad's got 200. If he only had 2 machines and one was down, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
And you look at that situation and how much it costs you when Chad's in here talking crap. Now I understand how y'all.
He said this could be the longest live in history because leaves multiple hour lives and how much you talk.
The one with Ernest was like 3 hours long, so that's not even true. Like Chad,
we still got a whole nother hour, Chad. Chad will be going to bed or whatever. Now Chad stays in here a pretty long time, man, for these lives, and he's sitting there talking or whatever. Chad's was a pretty good long live too, I think, if I remember so myself. Yeah. And he really stays in here and comments all the way till about the last couple minutes before we close out anyways.
Ernest, I see Ernest is going tonight, or going to bed. Good night, Ernest. I'll talk to you this week. Did the Spurs win?
You'll get me excited.
What's that?
Oh, Lee talks a lot too.
Since Chad's in here, Lee, I'm gonna run this by you. I've been telling Chad and Ray on the phone and stuff. They need, Chad needs to take that mini skid over to Ray's place, and they need to do a side-by-side comparison and video of the pros and cons of a mini. And Chad's got the mini skid and Ray's got the big one, and I think that would be a banger of a video. They're only an hour apart, and I told Chad that a bunch of times, but he gets so busy cutting firewood or whatever, counting his money or whatever he does in his free time.
Did you see Elite's comment? Chad went to bed at 9:15. This is his AI clone talking.
I wouldn't doubt it. Well, no, I think Randall's saying that because Randall tried to get a hold of Chad and he was already in bed or something.
Oh, the Spurs are leading by 20 right now, is what Ernest was saying.
So they're going to advance after tonight, I think. So it'd be the Spurs
Okay.
and whoever wins the Cavs and the Knicks. I've been glancing out of the corner of my eye for the NASCAR race going on, but I've kind of lost touch with basketball. But I hope, for Ernest's sake that, the Spurs make it, because I know he's been really Ernest will get on the phone and talk forever unless the Spurs are getting ready to come on. Then he's got to cut the conversation short.
I don't really follow baseball that much. I mean, basketball that much, and I ain't really followed any sports, man. Ever since, dude, I'm so mad at Atlanta Braves because we'll have a good year, we'll have a good season, and then our manager will trade everybody off. It just makes me so mad, man. Getting rid of Freddie Freeman and all them, that shouldn't have happened. Even though the guy that's playing first base is still good, but he went over to the Dodgers and killed it,
Well, they didn't get rid of Freddie Freeman.
Apparently,
Apparently, you don't remember how that worked out because
I know his management kind of messed the whole deal up and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, they screwed him.
Yeah. But what about all the other ones that we get rid of? The Upton brothers, and then the shortstop. We got rid of him.
Y'all got rid of Dansby too, didn't you?
Dansby Swanson. That's what I'm talking about. Why do we do that?
I'm gonna tell you something. We was on our way to Vero Beach, Florida one year, and I had bought tickets to a Braves game. My first ever Braves game, and my son, I raised him up as an Indians fan. I'm from Ohio, so I raised him up an Indians fan. But my son's became a Braves fan because of Ronald Acuna Jr. He loves him.
Yeah.
And so we stopped on our way to Vero Beach for this baseball World Series down there. Stopped at this Braves game. And the Braves played the Mets, which was
old Chad.
His favorite player played for the Mets, Francisco Lindor, growing up. And the Braves scored like 20-some runs that game. But one of the coolest things I've ever experienced in my whole life was that seventh inning when they do the tomahawk chop. I don't know if you've ever been to a Braves game at home.
Yeah.
But that is freaking intense. You feel the reverberation throughout the whole stadium inside you when they do that. Oh, Chad's giving you crap on your age.
Yeah. He said, we the same age. I know we're the same age. So you knew about the Upton twins and all them too. So,
but he's saying, yeah, love it. Like that whole, hey, no matter what team you root for, you got to go there. There are certain things you have to do as a sports fan, and going to a Braves game at nighttime when they have the lights flickering and all that. So I'm kind of a Braves fan. I root for them. But see, where I live, I even pay for the MLB package on my TV. And I can't see the Braves, the Reds, or the Cardinals because of MLB blackout rules. So, yeah, those are the only teams I can't see because I'm in their market area. But I don't know if you've been to the new stadium. That new stadium is amazing.
That's the one I've been to. I've been to the new stadium and everything. I went to the old stadium when I was a kid or whatever. Can't quite remember. I think I did. But yeah, we took the kids to the new stadium like last year. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's quite the experience. I mean, I went to school in Atlanta for like 6.5, 7 months, and we got free tickets to go there, and it was a good time. But that whole area, that Atlanta area, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What's Chad talking about?
He said I need to stop vaping. He said, Lee, you need to stop vaping.
I tried to get Chad to run. He wouldn't do it. Like you would think is physically fit. Chad talks about going to the gym and splitting wood and being awesome and doing all this stuff. You'd think he'd get into running. I tried to get him to do it because I'm going to go down there and work with Chad for a day. And then I'm going to try.
That'd be fun.
I've had this crazy thing in mind that I would head down south on like a 3-day trip, stop at Chad's. Maybe I'll talk to you about it now I got your number.
Yeah.
Stop down
I always
there.
love to stick you on the crew with Roberto. Maybe come this week and you can help me because Roberto and David's going to be off somewhere. I won't be so much solo.
Well, I meant because I wanted to see that taco truck you was talking about, but
that what?
That taco truck you was talking about.
Oh, shoot, yeah, come on.
I mean,
we'll go that.
But no, like I wanted to go down there and see Chad's operation and what he does, and then see what I can learn from him, and then go see Ray. And I got another friend on YouTube. He's not really in this circle, but Andre from Jack of All Trades. He's been kind of a good friend to me over the last couple of years. He's a young kid, and I mean, he caught fire on YouTube. Within the first year, he's at like 25,000 subscribers. But
yeah, he's doing good. I watch him.
Yeah, but he told me I could come down and see what he does, and you know, the way the lawn care community, like a lot of these YouTube guys, like the way they show their daily lives, and it's like people like me, man. I'm not on the level you guys are. Our family business ain't nothing like what y'all do, and I'm just kind of blown away by, you know, the stuff you can learn. Like one example is I've never liked them Isuzu style trucks. I always thought they were goofy looking and everything. But then after watching how you guys are so efficient with them, like Chad's 2 trucks, and I never would have thought you could carry stone on the back of them like he did in the one video.
You can put sod on them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dual axles on the back, and they're beefy axles and everything, you know. They're like big truck tires.
Yeah, and when, you know, there was a little back and forth argument thing, not intense or anything, but, you know, Ray was talking about truck and trailer, and Chad's talking about, you know, the Isuzu style truck. And I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, man, Chad shut that argument down quick the way he, you know, went through his truck and showed it. And then I like the way you do the box truck. I mean, you can store all your stuff up, lock the back door. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about it coming up missing. I mean, you don't have to worry about loading up every day. If you have a truck dedicated to where you got all your hand tools and everything in there, and you can still get your mowers up in there. Like,
well, the reason I like the box truck is when we're out of town and we do these apartment complexes, like I said before, they're government owned. So they can get broken into pretty quick. So when they're around the building or something and both guys are out of sight from the truck, you know, I've always told them to pull it down and lock it, and then go do their work and everything, and come unlock it and roll the door up when they're going back in or whatever, you know, because I mean, it can easily get stole. Now the landscaping truck has them equipment defender racks on it, so they're lockable. So all the equipment is locked up on there. But that's why I kind of like having the 2 different styles of equipment, like you're talking about. Because see, I don't have to put in the box truck, I don't have to pull the equipment into the shop at night. It can be locked up in the box truck and out of the weather, you know, so it don't leak or anything.
And you know, when you're talking about crews and everything, the last thing you want is a crew at your shop. You know, they get there just on time. So that means they spend the first hour, you know, getting stuff ready and loading up tools. If it's already done for them, they can show up, you know, and head to the job.
And already got it filled up, all the mowers filled up. I got the truck turned around. All they got, they ain't even got to back out of the shop or anything. They just get in it and drive off and go. You know? Yeah,
I was watching, I forget what video I was watching, but he said that he gives free snacks and coffee and all that because he don't want his guys going to gas stations because the amount of time lost at a gas station. He said, I pay for lunch, you know, I pay for, you know, I give them snacks in my shop. I got a big snack thing. They can take as much as they want, give them water, all that kind of stuff, because you lose, you know, about an hour every time they go to a gas station, going there, use the restroom. They're stuck in line behind someone doing scratch off tickets or something. By the time you pull out there and get to the next job, you done lost an hour, you know, and that's an hour you're paying people. That's an hour you're not getting paid.
Oh yeah. And you're right. Yeah. Cause that's what, you know, and I buy their lunch. I buy their lunch when they're working with me, you know, when they're off on their own or whatever. I don't buy their lunch. I'm not with them or whatever, you know, but every time I work with them or do anything with them or whatever, we take lunch, and Roberto, they take lunch every day. I know I saw Ray or whatever where they talk about where they don't take a lunch or whatever. My guys take a lunch every day. They get a 30-minute, an hour lunch or whatever, you know, and then continue going. And
yeah, so see, Ray's not eating until he's done because that's going backwards.
yeah. But he thinks in that hour every day is killing his time or whatever. But man, you gotta keep your guys, man. Roberto will tell you firsthand, you know, I gotta eat something for my energy, you know, to finish out the day. I need something to eat, you know. So I let them stop and get them something to eat, man. I mean, Hey, you can't go wrong. You want to keep Roberto well fed, ready to work, ready to go. I don't want no bad tempers with him. Might get hangry.
Yeah, I think Randall has his wife bringing lunch to the job every day. I just said that to see if he was still around because he got quiet. Chad just taking up the comments in here.
Yeah, Chad's got woken up. He's got fired up again.
I think Chad comes in to start trouble late. Me and Junior
Yeah.
prefer to eat lunch most days.
And you.
Doesn't he bring snacks? No, this is kind of cool, man. I appreciate you bringing me on here, and
Yeah, man.
I hope I didn't talk too much. I
Hey,
know I'm not.
I want y'all to talk. It kind of helps me out on carrying on a conversation for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So,
I
last
feel,
week was probably a little boring because I was by myself.
yeah, I feel bad if I sunk your viewers down or something, but I think your channel or your live streams always get more views after the fact. People go back and watch it or something. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people are busy Sunday nights, and like Ernest mentioned, it's Memorial Day weekend and basketball's going on, stuff like that. Only a few dedicated YouTubers that you like watch YouTube first before anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, me and Junior prefer to eat lunch most days. It's good, man, to eat lunch. And if you can, pay for your guys' lunch, man. Pay for their water and they want a drink or something. To me, it helps.
I mean, it's a
I give them uniforms. I don't buy their boots, but I give them safety glasses, gloves, all that, man, just
oh, I seen it.
it's
You
something
give
they
them
don't have to pay for. Yeah,
uniforms and everything.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I buy their pants. We buy these khaki style pants, and then our Irvin Lawn Service shirts. We have these gray ones. We have these maroon ones. And the reason I went with maroon because my landscaping truck's maroon. I was like, I'll just match the truck or whatever. And so when I bought the maroon landscaping truck, I made some shirts and everything. So yeah, try to provide that for the guys.
yeah, and I used to when I was in construction, I had a boss, and he'd always buy us like donuts in the morning. He'd always bring a big thing of coffee from like Krispy Kreme, and
Nothing.
I mean, you really don't realize
That's
what that
cool.
does, for a crew
Mhm.
when they feel like their boss cares for them. And when you got guys that legitimately know that you care for them, and you're taking care of, you're buying them, boots and uniforms, and buying them lunch. That's worth more money if someone else says, "Hey, I'll offer you a couple dollars more an hour to come over here."
Yeah.
Your dude's going to think about it and think, well, are you going to buy me boots? Are you going to give me time off for when my kid graduates school? Because other people don't care about that.
No.
And, other people just care about you being there every day. You miss a day, you're gone.
Yeah, and
And
I let him off, and we could have probably used him to work and everything that day or whatever. But then 2 days or whatever, I let him off or whatever. It kind of put a pinch on me a little bit now that we're getting all this rain or whatever. But it's like you said, man, he's got family too here, and I want him to experience it too. If we can get around some of these jobs, and he might have to work later one day, or maybe he'll have to work a day on the weekend to catch back up. He's fine with it. That's what he wants. But like you're saying, he's got family here too, and I want to treat him with respect. And on Saturdays he's off because he's very religious, man. I love having a guy that's my lead guy that is very religious, and he's stern about it. Hey, Lee, I'll work all week and Sunday for you, but Saturday I ain't working. I ain't gonna work Saturday. And I'm like, hey, man, it takes me a minute to get over that a little bit because I'm like, Brittany, we need to be working Saturday. And Brittany's like, no, he wants off Saturday for his religion. You let him off. I'm like, all right.
yeah, and I mean, and that's important to a lot of people. And, you know, it surprises me sometimes when people are working Sundays, because I know a lot of people don't want you working in their yard on Sundays, because they might have family stuff going on, or, down here where I live, it's like extreme Bible Belt right here, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
everything shuts down on Sundays and Wednesdays. I mean,
Yeah. It does here, man. It does here. And Chad, to answer your question, I don't know how much work I'm going to get done this next week because tomorrow is a lot of rain. I know it's Memorial Day, but if it wasn't raining, we would probably be working. But I mean, they're showing rain for the next 6 days, and we already had over 6 inches of rain. I mean, we're in flooding now. I mean, I wish you can have some of this rain because I would definitely give you all of it because I don't need any more. I mean, I made a little clip, and I might put it in a video this week of my whole front yard is completely covered in water and going down to my shop, and it flooded my old shop again, which I put a drainage on the front side, but now I need to put a drainage on the going down the side of it. But the water was rushing in so much, man. We were just getting, I mean, it'd be hard to try to convert it. Yeah, our pool's raised up about 6 inches, man. We got some rain.
I see Randall's leaving. Randall, I'm glad you were here. I appreciate you, being here with me and supporting me. I was a little bit nervous about doing this.
Sucked on my battery.
But hopefully he don't need his battery in case something happens out there on the trail.
Yeah. See you, man. Appreciate you being in here. Thank you so much. I said I was going to go 2 hours, and we already went 2 hours and 25 minutes. See what you done, Ben?
I mean, it's easy to do when you got good people.
Up.
And Chad came in here about the 2 hour mark.
No, you woken up the beast. You woken up Chad. Now he's not wanting to go to sleep. Maybe he's getting rain tomorrow too. That's why I'm all right with staying a little later in the night too, because I know I ain't working tomorrow. I mean, they're saying like 85% chance of rain tomorrow. So.
Well, if Chad ain't got yards to mow tomorrow, he's going to be splitting wood. I guarantee he's not going to be doing nothing.
Hey, and I talked about that in a video too, man. When I started, like I was saying, 7 days a week, we worked in the rain. What we did is we moved around mulch jobs in the rain. We moved around pine straw jobs that we had in the rain. We trimmed bushes in the rain. We might not be able to be mowers out on the yards or whatever, but back then I was working 60 hours a week in the mines, night shift, and then trying to work on the weekends. Hey, if it rained on that solid weekend, we're working, dude. We're figuring out something to do. So
Chad
I know what
said
it's
he's
all
got
about.
Another funny customer interview in the video. So what was that about the last customer he interviewed? He's like, he follows Lee, but not Chad on YouTube.
Yeah, he knows I'm worldwide, dude. Even Chad couldn't even believe it,
Like Chad had to tell him, well, I do YouTube too.
He's got to get on my level, man. He's got 2,000 subscribers, but man, I got the heart and soul of 605.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say that, but I'll be honest with you, man. Like when I only had like 40,
yeah,
like I appreciated every comment. Like I still do, but I'm just saying, like, when someone subscribes to you, you get this weird feeling inside, like, wow, you really appreciate what I do enough to subscribe. Yeah. And then when people actually like and comment, and then when the time comes that you start getting comments outside your circle of people, when you get like a random comment from someone you don't even know, and they're like, good video or whatever. I started seeing that on my shorts. Like I'll do a video and then I'll do a short along the same lines. And then like people would comment and tell me, their thing or whatever. And I'm like, wow, this is cool. But I never understood what the feeling was like about, when people say, I appreciate all the comments. Like, man, that's crazy how people pick you up like that. Like,
yeah. And
I told you earlier on the phone, like at one point I was at like 44 subscribers. And then I checked the next day and I'm at 41, 42.
I lose subscribers too, man. It's crazy. I've never unsubscribed from somebody, but I'm like you. I tell my wife hears it all the time. She's heard it since day one, me gaining subscribers, because I'll be like, guess what? I'm at 425, and then the next day I'm at 426, and that's been going on ever since. I always tell her, like every day I'll tell her if I get a subscriber, she knows it. She's like, yeah, I've heard about every one of them. But
Chad said 14 videos off the Skag video. Like, well, I mean, look at CR Lawns, 25,000 views, and off of. But see, I think those equipment setup videos are hits like that because everybody wants to see what everybody else is using.
People in here, they're already subscribed to it. Yeah.
So
hey, but Jess, I want to get you out on this one or whatever. Jess throwing some shots at me tonight too or whatever. He said, since you ain't working tomorrow, Lee, you can go to the gym. appreciate that, guy. Appreciate
Oh,
that a lot.
I just
You
seen
know?
that. Well, see, how far are you
Love you
from
too,
Chad?
brother.
You and
Huh?
you and Chad need to get together and do a joint video, like a
Yeah, maybe get in the gym so you can bench the most and all that. You know,
Well, I
these
think
forearms ain't for nothing.
Chad's benching like 285 or something like that, I think.
I don't even know what I bench. I ain't been in so long. I couldn't even tell you what.
I mean, I go to the gym,
I felt
but
like I got stronger in my age, you know, working and stuff, but I couldn't tell you.
for years I'd take my son to the gym and he thought I was Superman with what I lifted until he got strong, and now he's like, outlifting me now, and he's like, "Come on, old man." And I'm like, "Dang, it's kind of, when your youngest gets bigger than you, it's kind of a kick in the, where he said he was close to 315.
315 benching. That's pretty good, man. That's really good.
See, maybe Chad needs to be doing like health and fitness videos, like where Chad just in the gym lifting and
I got you,
talking.
Jess. I know you're messing.
Does Jesse Pena, does
Jess
he have a
noticed
channel?
what I did. Dude, I got a perfect bod. This is called the dad bod, man. My wife loves this, all right?
Well, I think Chad, you need to take a lesson from Lee and step into the management role. You'd have plenty of time to eat tacos and go to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. If he's got all that time in the world or whatever, he can send them guys off, man, and yeah, really get in shape.
I mean, heck, Chad was paying a dude 60 grand and not even show up. Like, I'd hate to see him.
I mean, you can pay a guy 60 grand and not show up. You're doing pretty good.
I would hate to see what he's paying the guys that actually do show up. Hot, too much work.
Hot and too much work. Oh yeah, guys don't want to go out there. It's hot and too much work. Yeah, Chad needs to deadlift the skag. That's what Chad said.
Why hasn't Chad done a live in a long time? He just goes and causing trouble in other people's lives.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of work, man. Chad sees it too, or whatever. When you're starting to schedule other guys out in the field and moving them around like you need to, or whatever, it does take on a separate type of beast. You know, you got to really know what you're doing, putting them in the right scenario to win, and all that. So,
But hey, I was going to mention before y'all jump off here. I just got my thing in the mail about Equip Expo. Who plans on going to that? Because the last 2 years I bought tickets and I didn't end up going.
I don't know. Me and my wife talked about it or whatever. We'll have to see or whatever when it gets.
I thought it'd be
kind
of
of figure
cool.
out.
It's in October. I think it's like October 24th in Louisville, and it'd be kind of cool if a lot of people could get together and do it.
Oh, I'm not going to the Equip Expo this year. Yeah, well, probably about 5 or 6 years we talked about going or whatever. We really need to go.
Yeah, I bought tickets the last 2 years. 2 years ago, I had my hip replacement, and then this past year, I had some rough stuff going on, so I didn't end up making it. But I think it'd be pretty cool to go there and like taking everything going on there, and then like going somewhere getting dinner or something, and see if Chad will make it up there. I mean, Chad
he may try. It will. I guess he'll see.
Well, I seen Chad's
got talked about it.
Chad's got an expedition. He can stop and pick you and Brittany up on the way up, and
I got a 3-row seat car.
Y'all can carpool.
Man, that Hyundai, Hyundai or Honda Santa Fe that we have, it's 3 rows, man, and it's hybrid. So it runs off battery and gas.
You might throw Chad out by the time y'all get to Nashville.
Yeah, we probably would. We'll probably throw him out in Nashville and let you carry him on the rest of the way.
Yeah, I do appreciate that, Chad. Like, you showed my son a lot of support, and he had a really good season this year, and I do appreciate all that support. And I think he might play for a team this year. In the summer, so he may make it down to Alabama. He had a couple of teams wanting him, but the cost got kind of too high for him. So unless he gets a few more yards to mow, he may not be playing. I'm not sure right now. One of them offered him an extremely discounted rate. Basically, they wanted him bad enough. They just say, you pay for your gas and hotels and we'll talk about the rest later. But I know I was talking to Chad on the phone one day after my son was a district MVP and hit that home run that night. And Chad was talking good stuff. He was on Bluetooth, and so my son was, taking it in. And so, I mean, that's, going back to where this community is so good. I mean, families, supporting people and their families and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, everybody's just trying to make it out here, whether you're just trying to make it on a daily basis personally or you're running a big business. Everybody's scared. Everybody's got stuff going on.
Yeah.
And, when you got people that you can bounce ideas off of and have people stand in your corner, the iron sharpens iron thing I've been talking about.
Yeah.
And like I said, when I do YouTube videos, man, it really holds me to it. The accountability factor, because I can't come on a video and talk one way and then, live my life a different way. It holds you to a different standard, and but yeah, and I thought that was a cool story about Chad playing college baseball with a dude you played high school baseball. That was pretty cool. Like,
yeah, when he's talking about where he went to Sneed and all that, I was like, wait a minute, my pitcher went to Sneed and played baseball, whatever, and come to find out he knew him. They played on the same team, same year. I mean, we're the same age, and yeah, I used to have to hit off of him. He was really good. He went on and played at the Birmingham Barons, so he ended up playing nasty. He said he was nasty, man. See,
well,
he was nasty. He had a heck of a ball, man. He had a heck of a curveball, and his fastball was really good. I think when he was in high school, he was only throwing like maybe 88, 89 miles an hour, and then when he got to Sneed and all that, I think he was throwing like in the high, like upper 90s, man. They improved his speed and everything up there, and yeah, man, he's telling you all on the comment. He was hard to hit off of. I ain't gonna lie. He made us look pretty bad in practice.
I just think it's funny how Chad knows all these people affiliated with you. He goes to a customer's house. They're like, yeah, I know Buddy Lee. And then, he played baseball with a guy. I think Chad's a little more connected to you than you know.
Yeah. Yeah, like my wife was saying, it's pretty cool how, he played in state playoffs and all that. My son won state. Your kid's big into baseball and probably has been up in that level and everything too. I mean, probably won a lot of travel ball tournaments. My son's won a lot of travel ball tournaments, and it's pretty cool how baseball can bring people together and everything too. Or carry on conversations about it.
Yeah, because like Chad told me he was a catcher, no, wait, yeah, I think he was a catcher, and I took Chad to be like a center fielder because he's like 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
See, that's what my son is, 6'4", and he was an awesome center fielder. I mean,
see, my son's 6'2", 185 right now, but I think he's probably pushing about 190 at this point. But I'm hoping he can get another inch and a half. But they say once you get above 6'2", 6'3", then you start getting into D2 range.
6'3". Oh, sorry, 6'3". But he weighs about 225 now. He's putting on some weight after high school.
Dude, Chad or
no, my son.
I thought you meant Chad was putting on weight after high school.
No, I'm talking about my son. My son's a beast now. He's getting bigger and bigger, like you were talking about earlier about your kid being bigger than you. I told him, I said, you better get skinny or you better get short. You're trying to come over here and trying to get on dad. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, Chad, I appreciate all the support, man. We're in that situation right now. He's, finishing his junior year, where he's done with his junior year. He's going into his senior year, and the offers ain't there. He's got people looking at him, but the offers ain't there. And I hate to admit, the support behind his school, for whatever reason, they just don't promote their kids that well. So it's a lot of homework on us to be doing.
Ours didn't either, man. We won state and everything. Our coach didn't push our kids, try to help bring in some other people.
Yeah.
You have to get it from showcases and travel ball tournaments and stuff.
Yeah. Nowadays. I mean, the first time I even talked to a college coach,
and we're a private school, so
was down there at Hoover. We was at one of those local high schools because the Hoover tournaments bounce around the high schools and stuff. And we're sitting there at this high school, and this guy, he's talking to me, and I had no clue who he was. And then when I glanced over at his shirt, he's wearing a polo shirt that said UAB on it, University of Alabama, Birmingham. And my jaw dropped, and I thought, okay, this stuff's real. There's actual college coaches out here looking for these kids.
Yeah.
And I asked one college recruiter, I said, if all these kids are out here playing well, because in those tournaments in Hoover is generally the best of the best playing. I said, so naturally, most of these kids are going to be playing really well out here. I said, what's the difference maker between a talented kid and the one that catches your eye the fastest? And he was like, a big, strong kid. If there's a kid out here that's, muscular and, he's up over 6'2", that catches our eye really fast. Yeah. And Chad says his son's in basketball, but not baseball.
Yeah. He said he's just now one of them's getting interested in baseball. But my son, what was I fixing to say? Dang. I don't know. Oh, no. Our senior year, my son's 11th grade year that won state or whatever, we had a 9th grade left-handed pitcher that is phenomenal. He is a 9th grader, helped us win the state. And his team, his travel ball team, plays at the Birmingham Barons. That's where they practice out of and play. He's like, for real, legit, a lefty. I mean, he is amazing.
Talking about baseball, Birmingham. So I forget which stadium. I think it's a Barons Stadium. Once a year, they have a game there where everybody shows up in like old 50s attire.
Yeah.
And like they have
50s. Oh, that's the old, what's that called? I know what you're talking about. Or that's the old original Birmingham Barons field that they still have and everything. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, every year they do a throwback game.
Yeah, I bet that'd be cool to go to. Yeah. But to answer Chad's question, he played at Hoover. He played in the Hoover Met, which is the big one where the SEC tournament is. And then he's played a lot of the high school stadiums around there, which I say stadium. I mean, heck, those around all over that part of Alabama, man, every high school field out there is like a college stadium, just about like beautiful parks out there. Like they invest a lot in their schools, I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. And one guy told me there's a lot of old money out there in that part of Alabama, but
yeah, Vestavia's got a lot of old money. Hoover's got a lot of old money and everything. My little 8-year-old played this year. He finally got interested in it, and he's a switch hitter. He can hit left and right.
Keep him in that.
I keep practicing with it. Yeah.
If I had a kid today, I would have him doing everything left and right-handed because he'd be able to write his own check when it comes to college. That they're eating switch hitters up like crazy. Yeah, and Chad's right. So
8-year-old same way.
Left-handed pitcher, this decent automatic scholarship, 100% right. You can look this kid up. He went to high school with my son. My son's freshman year, he had a senior that was throwing 95 lefty. And we had MLB scouts at our high school games at this small community high school in Tennessee, a town of like 3,000 people. We had a guy that had MLB prospect or recruiters coming, and he's a pitcher for Alabama right now. Alabama Tide. But if he's a lefty, man, they eat that up. Like if he's still young enough where you can train him left-handed, I would do that.
Yeah.
I think Chad would try to have another kid so he can get a baseball kid out of one of his.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with us having kids, whatever. We're having a grandbaby this year. So me and my wife said it's over with. We ain't having any more.
Yeah, I mean,
let them have them now.
Sorry, didn't see last comment. I was just reading what that was.
Oh, yeah, she's talking about. I guess his wife ain't interested in sports or something. Is what he's saying.
Chad's wife ain't.
Yeah,
I would have took her to be a college athlete if he was, but he don't talk much about his wife, so I don't know. I guess she's a photographer.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. I wish my wife was interested in sports. Which one was a cheerleader? Was that your wife was a cheerleader?
Mine?
College cheerleader or something like that?
No. She wasn't a cheerleader. She was in nursing. She was in nursing school and all that. She went to nursing school and everything. Her sister was a cheerleader.
Maybe that you might have mentioned that. I thought somebody's wife was.
Yeah. She's the farthest from girly girl you can imagine.
Well,
She's a hunter, fisherman, or fishing woman, and
you know,
sports, all that kind of stuff.
our high school here has a fishing team.
Oh yeah, ours.
You can,
One of ours down here has one too, or whatever. It's big, man. I love
yeah,
bass fishing. I
but
love it.
you know how YouTube's a small world. When I was there at Doc's house talking to him, naturally we're both from Ohio, but I didn't think nothing of it because I'm from like 2 hours away from him. But his wife was from a town that was next to mine, Sarah, and she was in basketball. And so you know, when high schools play basketball, we were in the same conference and we're the same age. So like when I played freshman and sophomore year, I would have been in the same area as her a lot. Like I just thought it was crazy. And like we talked about like local studs like from back in the past, and like she was well versed in it. And I thought, man, YouTube can be a small world once you get to know people because stuff like that. And then
Yeah,
stuff like what happened with you guys with Chad knowing people.
yeah. It's crazy.
But yeah, I miss them when they're little too, Chad. Like, I coached my son's little league teams and I was so like focused on winning, even in 7-8U little league. I protested a game in like 8U little league and I won because the umpires were cheating us. And
Wow.
my whole thing was like I was all about winning all the time. And I loved coaching. I love coaching my son, but sometimes I wish I would just sit back and watch a little bit more because I demanded so much of my son. I
Hmm.
used to have him play center field and play shortstop at the same time. And he was always a little bit more talented than most kids. And, it's got him a long way. But like looking back, I wish I would have been a little bit more present in their lives back then instead of
Yeah,
like, because my son playing for me was like, it was rough on him. Like Chad mentioned a little bit ago about the rides home with his dad after games.
yeah,
Man, I really hate to admit that my son's ride home from games wasn't always great. There was times where I was rough on him and I said stuff I shouldn't have because I hated losing. And even
yeah,
though he could have went 4 for 4 and pitched great and did all his great stuff, like I would go off on him about what other kids did. But yeah, I mean, I envy the people with the young kids still because I miss those days. But I got young granddaughters now, and hopefully a
hmm
grandson coming. My son's wife is pregnant with another one. I come close to getting kicked out of games arguing with the umpires. I knew where the line was, and I pushed it as much as I could. I
Our
did.
coach got kicked out of a bunch of them. He got kicked out of one at uh at the World Series in South Haven, Mississippi.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, dude. Heck. Oh, talking about me too. I can't believe I ain't been thrown out. Is what she's saying. I get
Oh,
pretty
I
riled.
see
I
the
get pretty
comment
riled up.
now. I see the comment, but yeah, I was hard on my kids, but I was almost thrown out
I
of
wasn't
quite a
hard on my
few.
kid. I was hard on them making bad calls and all that. I'd get all over the umps, dude. Pretty bad.
Yeah,
Pretty's like so bad.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it happens, and
yeah,
parents catch a bad rap sometimes because all you want's a fair game, and there's obviously sometimes bad calls and everything. But I've thought about umpiring, but I don't know if I have the patience to umpire because I throw people out left and right.
yeah.
But
Well, this conversation really took a turn or whatever, and I'm supposed to be posting this tomorrow, guys. And we went on a tangent of talking baseball. Everybody's gonna like, you won't never know what the spec comes on old Irvin's channel. He
who you got
talks about it
coming?
all.
Who you got coming up on your next one?
I don't know yet. I thought about asking my local guy to come on, my local landscaping lawn care around me. Come on. I actually wanted to try to get in touch with Tank Lawn Service or whatever, because he's mentioned a couple things about me a couple times in his. But I don't know. I got a couple people that are wanting on there, and I'm just gonna have to see who I'm gonna put on next. So,
Yeah, I mean the cool thing is I think a lot of good conversations come out, no matter who you put on. You
yeah,
know, going back to Ray's video, he talked about his beginnings and his mindset, and then Ernest. I mean, Ernest. I wish you would have kept that so we could all rewatch it, because I feel like a lot of the stuff Ernest was talking about, we could all go back and learn from it. Like that, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe after a couple months of doing this, bring him back on, and after he's got to know other people a little bit. And I always told Ernest, man, I was like, I wish you do videos. If you did a 10-minute video a day.
Oh, we'll go together.
My wife said we're getting up and going together. Maybe I should make a live in the morning and make y'all all get up and watch me work out. How about that?
What do you mean? Leave here, go to bed because you got to get up early, go to the gym, and Chad says he's about to brush his teeth and get ready for 9-9.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we get off here in a couple of minutes, and I'll, Ernest will still have the record of the longest running live stream, I think.
I think you're wanting to try to beat his record along this live stream. I think that's what.
Well, to be honest, I really only want to be like an hour, but once you get talking, and
that's what Chad was saying. Chad was a little nervous about getting on it at first. Then once we got on it, it's just like we're talking to each other and we're talking to people on the chat. I mean, it just kind of flows. You can definitely get yourself into a huge conversation and longer lives just being on here and everything. It's very
well when it's good people, it's easy to do. The good people in the comments and talking to you and stuff like that. I mean, I've honestly had a good time doing this, and I was a little nervous about it because I'm like, man, I don't always say the right stuff and everything. Like sometimes the words get mixed up in my head and it comes out wrong. And you could probably see that in my early videos. Like I was always stumbling on my words, but the more I kind of do this, the better I get. Like YouTube's been a therapy for me.
Yeah.
But I know we gotta kind of close this up. But I do appreciate you bringing me on. I appreciate being able to talk. I appreciate everybody that's helped me out in this whole community. And if there's anything I can do for anybody else, I'm more than willing to do that. Like I'm just willing to do what I can to do my part in this community because I've took so much from it. I want to give back to it. But
well, I appreciate you being on. If everybody that rewatches this and I keep it posted and everything, please go to Ben Hendricks' channel, the Stay Relentless podcast. And man, just check him out, man. He's got some great videos. He's gonna do a lot more.
I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to
more videos. So
I'm just trying to make a difference. And Jesse, I'll check your channel out. I didn't know much about you till this video, so I'll check your channel out. I'm not sure if you did videos or not. But
check everybody out. That's what this community is all about. So guys, thank y'all so much for being here. Appreciate it. Hopefully we didn't get off too much of topic or whatever, but thanks again, Ben, for being on here. And we'll have you back on. We'll have you back on, do another live, a little bit of updates and everything to keep with you. And appreciate y'all all for being here. Thank you so much. You got anything else you want to say before we end it there?
No, I just appreciate y'all having me on, and much love to everybody. And if there's anything I can do, reach out.
All right, man. Guys, and until next time, peace.